door in the house of gold. No, 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 loss. No, 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 loss.
You've been seeing things with doctors not in learning, hoping that the truth will pass. No life underground, wasting never changing, wishing that this day won't last. To never see you show your age, to watch your children beauty fade. I need it, I need it, I need it.
Live from Everwise Freed Field here on the campus of Penn High School in beautiful Osceola, Indiana. This is Penn Kingsman football on 91.1 WGCS FM, the Globe, globeradio.org, and the Regional Radio Sports Network. Good evening, everyone. My name is Mike Fleischman. I've got Maddie Copsey along with me, and we are thrilled to have you here for this Week 2 non-conference matchup. The Backyard Brawl is back. The Mishawaka Cavemen, they're 1-0 after their win against Mishawaka Marion last week, and they're in Everwise Freed Field to take on the Penn Kingsmen. They're 1-0 after their 38-21 win over the defending 5A state champ Valparaiso Vikings last week. This is one of the classic rivalries in Indiana high school football. It took a 3-year hiatus as the Mishawaka Cavemen left the Northern Indiana Conference for the Northern Lakes Conference, but they brought it back as a non-conference affair once scheduling could be worked out to get these two teams back and meeting for the Backyard Brawl. And, of course, as I mentioned last week, 38-21 road win over the defending 5A state champ Valparaiso Vikings, so they're feeling good. Mishawaka's feeling good on the other side. 44-21 was the win over the Knights of Mishawaka Marion last week over at Steele Stadium. Tonight, the Backyard Brawl is meeting number 65 between these crosstown rivals. Penn holds a record of 48-15-1 in the series. They won the 2019 Brawl on the road at Steele 21-13, and that was after they lost a wild one in 2018, 49-42 in overtime. Tonight may also mark a milestone for Penn head coach Corey Yeoman, as a Penn win tonight would be his 200th as a head coach in the state of Indiana, all with the black and gold Penn Kingsmen. Kingsman football on the Globe is brought to you tonight by Centier Bank, currently offering high school and college students checking accounts and on the web at Centier.com. By the Lilliard Insurance Agency, your independent insurance agency on Lincoln Way West in Osceola and on State Road 23 in South Bend. By Dean Brown State Farm Insurance on Bittersweet Road in Granger. By Beef O'Brady's Good Food, Good Sports, located at the intersection of State Road 23 and Bittersweet in Granger. By McDonald Physical Therapy on Hickory Road in South Bend. By Clover Machinery Movers on Clover Road in Mishawaka. By A's Rental, where one call rents it all on Edison Road in Mishawaka. By Guidance Wealth, the season sponsor of the Penn kicking team, located on Windsor Court in Elkhart. By Zolman Tire, with locations in South Bend, Mishawaka, Granger, and Niles, Michigan, on the web at ZolmanTire.com. By the 2023 Indiana Football Digest, available now at www.indianafootballdigest.com. By the Coach's Box, join the Hall of Famer Paul Condry Thursday nights from 6 to 7 Eastern Time, live from Beef O'Brady's in Granger right here on 91.1 WGCS The Globe. By Qubit Networks, your technology advocate for security, communications, enterprising networks, and computer support. By Eric Gunther, State Farm Insurance, for life, home, and car insurance on South Michigan Street in South Bend. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. By the Beeler Law Office and Penn grad Ray Beeler, offering her clients estate planning, probate administration, and bankruptcy, business, guardianship, and other family services on Lincoln Way West in Osceola. By Flags International, providing Penn Kingsman International and sports flags on McKinley Highway in Osceola and on the web at flagsinternational.com. By Dean's Barbecue, featuring pork chops, burgers, baby back ribs at the intersection of Route 23 and Bittersweet Road in Granger, on the web at deansgranger.com. And by Ronald McDonald House Charities, providing comfort and care for sick and injured children all across Michiana. To donate or volunteer, the website is rmhcmichiana.org. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, Maddie Copsey and I are going to break down last week's action, set the stage for today's matchup. And then we'll also hear from Keith Kinder of the Mishawaka Cavemen and Corey Yeoman for the Penn Kingsmen. After that, we'll learn our starting lineups and then kick it off here from Everwise Freed Field. It's the backyard brawl. The Mishawaka Cavemen take on the Penn Kingsmen right here on 91.1 WGCS, the Globe, globeradio.org, and the Regional Radio Sports Network.
For 30 years, the Lilliard Insurance Agency has been a proud sponsor of local sports in Michiana. Lilliard Insurance Agency is an independent insurance provider that offers its customers auto, home, business, life, and health insurance. They're located at 410 Lincoln Way West in Osceola at 17060 State Road 23 in South Bend. For more information, their phone number is 574-674-0015. That's 574-674-0015. And their website is www.realvaluein.com.
The Regional Radio Sports Network would like to thank Centier Bank for their financial support for tonight's broadcast of Penn Athletics. Owned by the Schrock family since 1895, Centier Bank provides a full-time line of banking options, including mobile apps. They've got locations in Lake, Porter, LaPorte, Marshall, Elkhart, and St. Joseph counties. Their website is www.centierbank.com.
All right, a water, 2 Cokes. Can I interest you guys in our free app special?
Free apps? Yeah, that sounds great. What do you got? Fried pickles, chips and salsa?
No. Something even better. We've got the Globe Radio app. Listen, it's playing right now.
Oh, okay, well, this is pretty good music, but what else do we got?
It's got a chat feature, program and events calendar, the number for the Globe's request line, access to their socials, and even more.
All for free, huh? Look What Do You app sounds great. Now about those fried pickles. Beef O'Brady's is a locally owned, family-operated restaurant designed for food and sports, featuring appetizers, wraps, pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and wings. Beef O'Brady's also broadcasts televised sporting events. The State Road 23 Granger location has carryout service and includes a party room and outside patio. More information is available on their website, beefobradys.com, or by calling 574-271-1415. Again, that's 574-271-1415. Beef O'Brady's. Good food, good sports.
Backyard Brawl resumes tonight after a 3-year hiatus. I'm Mike Fleischman. That's Matty Copsey. We've got Tyson Miller back on the boards at WGCS. We're glad you're with us as we set the stage for tonight's rivalry game between the Mishawaka Cavemen and the Penn Kingsmen. Matty, let's talk a little bit about last week for Penn over at Valparaiso, 5A state champs. And this was a game that Valparaiso led, a late score going into the half off of a Penn miscue. 14-12, Valparaiso leads at halftime. Second half, an entirely different story as Penn takes control of the line of scrimmage. They had big plays going all night, 3 touchdowns from each of their 2 leading rushers. Got to really like what Penn was able to do offensively, especially in the second half.
Yeah, they really controlled the line of scrimmage, Mike, and that was the one thing. It all started up front, and Nolan McCullough really did a great job of directing the offense. He completed 7 of 12 for 148 yards, but he found his receivers when he needed them, and he put himself in good spots when they needed to come up with the big plays. But I thought the defense really did a good job in the second half of really containing Valparaiso and not allowing them to get off the big plays. They allowed them to score, as you mentioned. They allowed them to score that long touchdown play on the final score of the half, and then, Penn came right out and scored, and then they scored. But then after that, Penn really controlled the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball.
One of the things that I noticed in week 1 was the poise for Penn. On the road in a loud environment, Nolan McCullough had the team up to the line of scrimmage. It seemed like they had the plays that they wanted to run for the most part. There were some moments in the first half where the communication was right, but that extended to the defense as well. The score sheet's going to tell you that Penn had 25 yards and penalties in that game, but it was a game in which they were on the road on a pretty big stage. That place was rocking, and they handled themselves with poise.
All those penalties came in the first quarter. After that, nothing.
Yep.
So they did a real good job of containing. And when you talked about composure, I just thought the continuity that Penn showed last Friday night really went a long way toward the victory as well. It was the cohesiveness that Penn had last week that really helped.
Interior, the defensive line looked really good as well. We got to see Alan Phillips make 6 tackles with 1 for loss. Evan Witten had 9 tackles last week. These are 2 seniors that played some rotation snaps last year as juniors and now are in the starting lineup. Braden Lynch had a sack and a forced fumble. He moved from a linebacker secondary position up to the defensive line and acquitted himself very well. One
good thing is when you're getting your guys up front that are getting the majority of the tackles, that's really good because that shows that you're containing the backs and not allowing them to get the big runs off.
Let's take a look on the other side of the scouting report. The Mishawaka Cavemen, they won their 15th sectional as a school last year, and they got off onto the right foot last week. They defeated the Mishawaka Marion Knights. 44-12 was the final at Steele Stadium. Brady Fisher, he's back. He's feeling good this year. 98 yards, 2 touchdowns out of the wing option offense. And then Novell Miller is a great option for them as the tailback as well. 89 hard-fought yards on 17 carries for 3 touchdowns. So 5 rushing touchdowns combined between your 2 main ball carriers, Fisher and Novell Miller. And, Brady Fisher's a guy that it's great to be able to watch him back out on the field tonight. But I look at Novell Miller, 5'9", 200 pounds, a junior. This is a prototypical up man for that wing option offense.
Well, and that's what you're going to get out of Mishawaka. You're going to get those guys that are they're kind of got a little bit of stockiness in them, and the thing about them, you think that they can't. You think you're going to be able to contain them at the line of scrimmage, but once they get that first step, they're able to get themselves into motion and keep going. But Mike, the one thing that I thought set the tone was the 82-yard kickoff return by Ethan Bryce to start the ball game. That set the tone for the rest of the night, and it allowed Mishawaka, because you give even before your offense takes the field, you have a 7-0 lead. You have a lead to work with, and then you're able to allow your defense to go out there on the next possession and make a play, and then your offense comes back out and does stuff too. So special teams is going to play a big part in it, and it's played a big part in the past. It played a big part for Mishawaka last week.
And I tell you what, Matty, you mentioned it just now, and I know that there are few coaches that think more about those aspects of the game than Keith Kinder. He's always talking about extra possessions, always trying to gauge how long that he can control the ball on offense. He really understands how his offense is successful, and that's something that we're going to hear from him in a little bit. But that ability to cause a little bit of havoc and to have explosive playmakers in phases of the game other than just the offense, really key to what Mishawaka does for success.
Well, and the quarterback is the one that controls it, and it always has, going back to over the years for Mishawaka since Bart Curtis was there, and now since Keith Kinder took over. And Keith was a quarterback himself when he played at Jimtown. He won 2 state championships back-to-back, 2 undefeated seasons. So he knows what the mentality has to be of a quarterback to lead the way. And that's the one thing, is that Brady Fisher, this is a young man that has played now in his 3rd year basically as a starter. He had some ups and downs last year, but I think that this year he's gotten off to a real good start, and he's going to be the catalyst that Penn's going to really have to keep an eye on tonight.
That's a look at some of your key guys on both sides of the ball. We'll take another 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll hear from the head coach of the Mishawaka Cavemen, Keith Kinder, and then we'll also hear from Corey Yeoman, head coach of the Penn Kingsmen, as we continue our pregame coverage ahead of the backyard brawl. It's Mishawaka at Penn. High school football here tonight on 91.1 WGCS, the Globe, globeradio.org, and the Regional Radio Sports Network.
Live from Beef O'Brady's in Granger, it's the Coach's Box every Thursday night at 6 on 91.1 The Globe, hosted by Indiana Hall of Fame broadcaster Paul Condry. The Coach's Box features in-depth interviews with high school and collegiate-level athletes from all around the region. Get the inside scoop from coaches and get a good look at the behind-the-scenes world of Indiana athletics. Tune into the Coach's Box, once again live every Thursday at 6 on 91.1 The Globe.
Did you know there's a place right here in Michiana that provides comfort and care for families of sick or injured children? Ronald McDonald House Charities of Michiana gives families everything they need, whether it's a hot shower, a comfortable bed, or a home-cooked meal. This allows parents to truly prioritize the health and well-being of their child. Because of people in this community just like you, RMHC Michiana provides their services at zero cost to the families. Find out how you can volunteer or donate to rmhcmichiana.org.
For 30 years, the Lilliard Insurance Agency has been a proud sponsor of local sports in Michiana. Lilliard Insurance Agency is an independent insurance provider that offers its customers auto, home, business, life, and health insurance. They're located at 410 Lincoln Way West in Osceola at 17060 State Road 23 in South Bend. For more information, their phone number is 574-674-0015. That's 574-674-0015. And their website is www.realvaluein.com.
The 2023 Indiana Football Digest is now available in select stores across the Hoosier State and is available online for order at indianafootballdigest.com. This year's digest is packed to the brim not only with stats and scores, but in-depth and detailed analysis on each Indiana High School Athletic Association team. It also features a section on Indiana collegiate football and quotes from coaches from all around the state, giving readers an inside look at Indiana high school football. The 2023 Indiana Football Digest is again available in select stores and can be purchased online at indianafootballdigest.com.
The Backyard Brawl is back. Let's catch up with Keith Kinder, head coach of the Mishawaka Cavemen. Coach, week one, nice victory, 44-12 at home against Mishawaka. Mary, your thoughts on game one in the books?
Well, we won. I think that the best part of week one is that you get to watch it Saturday morning, and you're always going to see things that you weren't good at. So the score doesn't necessarily indicate that we played fantastic. There were plenty of things that we had to get better at this week. I think we attacked them as best we could. The heat was kind of an element that played into that. But, I think we had a good week of practice, and I'm hoping that when we turn the film on tomorrow, we'll see improvement in what we needed to get better at.
Tell me a little bit about offense and how the blocking works. Of course, Novell Miller and Brady Fisher, it's going to be a lot of those two guys. Tell me a bit about the team scheme for running this option offense.
Well, the big key for us tonight is just trying to get 4 or 5 yards of play, keep the ball out of their hands, limit the number of possessions in the game. I think if a game is over before 9 o'clock, we'll have kept it pretty close. If it's later than that, then we might be in trouble.
Let's touch a little bit on the defensive side of the ball. Some juniors on the defensive line both had big games, tackles for loss and sacks for Roscoe and Dunning.
Yeah, I thought that Carmine played really well. He had to miss a little bit of the first quarter with a little injury, but he came back, played well, got a possession of offense as well. We got to be more physical tonight on defense. We're going to have to tackle a lot better than we did last week. They're really explosive on offense, so we're going to have to play really disciplined.
And with this game having gone away after the 2019 season, is this a rivalry that you have to remind your current players of, or do they still have it fresh in their mind?
Well, I think these guys remember, watching the games. Those that grew up in our community came to these games. We don't spend a lot of time talking about the rivalry aspect of it. It's a really neat opportunity for two quality football programs to play each other in a week 2 game. I hope that it makes us better for the conference and the tournament, and I hope it does the same for Penn.
Something I asked Coach on the other side as well. Of course, like a big game like this, there's a big crowd, huge atmosphere for this. How do you get up without getting too up for this kind of a thing?
Well, I think you manage that during the week. You manage the expectations. You manage the emotions. You treat it like any other football game as best you can, and you hope that your kids can handle the pressure that they put on themselves. I don't think there's any pressure on us tonight. This game will not end our season if we're unsuccessful. So really, it's just about going out there, playing football, having fun, and see what happens.
Right. You mentioned limiting possessions, mentioned steady offensive games. Any more keys to victory for the Cavemen tonight?
Yeah, I think if we can, create an extra possession, whether it be in the kicking game or forcing a turnover, I think that'll be crucial. And we got to be really good at the end of the first half and the start of the second half.
That's Keith Kinder, head coach of the Cavemen. Coach, thanks for your time. Good luck tonight.
Thanks a lot.
Keith Kinder, in 6 years as the head coach of the Mishawaka Cavemen, has a record of 46 wins and 15 losses. Kinder's Cavemen have won 4 sectionals and 1 regional championship. Kinder won 2 state championships, as Maddie mentioned, as the quarterback of the Jimtown Jimmies, and he's a 2005 graduate of IUPUI. Our conversation with Keith Kinder was brought to us tonight by Qubit Networks, located at 103 Polk Street in LaPorte. Qubit takes pride in keeping their customers happy for all their technology needs. More information can be found on their website at qubitnet.com or by phone at 219-369-4357. Qubit Networks, moving and storing data fast and safe. Let's flip it over on the other side of this matchup and hear from Corey Yeoman, head coach of the Penn Kingsmen. Kingsmen football, the Backyard Brawl, is back here in week 2, taking on the Mishawaka Cavemen. Let's catch up with Corey Yeoman, going for win number 200 tonight. Coach, let's go back to week number 1. Good victory, 38-21 on the road against Valparaiso. Your thoughts on how the Kingsmen went in that one?
Well, you know what? I think we had some things we needed to fix in the first half and made some mistakes that execution-wise and decision-wise that we shouldn't have done. And that being said, I mean, a lot of that has to do with playing a number 1 team like Valpo. Returning state champs are pretty good too, and they had something to do with it. So the thing I liked the most is how our kids responded at halftime and adjusted and got, focused back in on what they needed to do and played a great second half.
Let's talk a little bit about the offensive line, particularly first half to second half with them. You guys were able to get a little bit more opening, I thought, in that second half. The line really stepped up.
Well, you know what? If when you're throwing the ball and if you're passing the ball and you're and running the ball and both those things are going, my guess is those guys up front are doing a great job, and they had a nice game.
And on the defensive side of the ball, we saw some good stuff from really from all levels. But we were on the broadcast particularly impressed with the interior of the defensive line and the way they made it. Looked like Valpo might be able to run the ball consistently early on, but they made it tough on the inside as the game went on.
Well, he's a great back. It's one of those guys you're not going to stop, but you know what I mean. Didn't gouge us for anything big, and tackled real well and fit real well, and just kept coming out of, you know what I mean, which I think, the defensive line coach Madison got those guys ready to play against, a veteran offensive line as well.
And let's talk a little bit about the special teams. A punt block goes in the good column, but some execution problems on the extra point. Your thoughts on just where that situation is?
Well, touchy subject. I mean, us being able to handle an extra point snap and getting the snap back there, that was the issue. Had nothing to do with our kicker. It never got on the tee. So we naturally worked on that quite a bit this week. And otherwise, I mean, our coverage teams were really good. Our punt team did a great job. Our kickoff team did a great job. Returned a punt inside the 10-yard line and blocked the punt. I mean, so did some good things, but again, we need to fix the other part up.
I thought the team had some poise last week in a big environment. This is a big environment here this week as well. Tell me a bit about the way to prepare so that you're poised and ready for a big moment and fired up for it, but not like overhyped to the point where you're going too hard.
Well, you know what, you got to play the game when it's time to play the game. I mean, you just do yourself, stay within yourself, and do what you're supposed to do. And you know what, these guys are used to playing in big games, and that's the key. Just when it's time to go, you got to go.
Break down your opponent, the Cavemen, for me here. A different offense than Valpo runs. What do you got to do to succeed tonight?
Well, you just got to play great team defense. I mean, that's the beauty of the game of football. I mean, it's the greatest team sport ever invented, and this is one of the reasons why all 11 guys out there have a job to do, and they've got to do their part, and the guy next to us trusts they're going to do it. Same thing on the offensive side of the ball. Everybody has a job to do, and everybody has to do it, and the quarterbacks and running backs and receivers have to trust those guys are going to be doing that. And when that happens, good things happen. Same thing with special teams. And, I think – offensively, we've got to find a way to continue to get first downs and possess the football and move the football and take advantage of what's there, and not try to force something that's not there, but take advantage of what is there. And I think defensively, again, just playing great assignment football, and still you've got to tackle, got to blocks to tackle people, and special teams have got to be special in a game like tonight.
That's Corey Yeoman, head coach of the Kingsmen. Coach, thanks for your time. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, Mike.
We'll take a 2-minute timeout and be back for more Penn versus Mishawaka here on 91.1 WGCS The Globe and the Regional Radio Sports Network.
Tonight's Game Time Weather Report is presented by Flags International. Flags International offers Penn Kingsman flags alongside different kinds of American and international flags, sports flags, and flagpole installations through their website, flagsinternational.com, and at their retail location at 10845 McKinley Highway in Osceola, Indiana 46561. The phone number for Flags International is toll-free at 800-627-3524.
Beef O'Brady's is a locally owned, family-operated restaurant designed for food and sports, featuring appetizers, wraps, pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and wings. Beef O'Brady's also broadcasts televised sporting events. The State Road 23 Granger location has carryout service and includes a party room and outside patio. More information is available on their website, beefobradys.com, or by calling 574-271-1415. Again, that's 574-271-1415. Beef O'Brady's. Good food, good sports.
All right, a water, 2 Cokes. Can I interest you guys in our free app special?
Free apps? Yeah, that sounds great. What do you got? Fried pickles, chips and salsa?
No. Something even better. We've got the Globe Radio app. Listen, it's playing right now.
Oh, okay, well, this is pretty good music, but what else do we got?
It's got a chat feature, program and events calendar, the number for the Globe's request line, access to their socials, and even more.
All for free, huh? What do you app sounds great. Now about those fried pickles.
The Regional Radio Sports Network would like to thank Centier Bank for their financial support for tonight's broadcast of Penn Athletics. Owned by the Schrock family since 1895, Centier Bank provides a full-time line of banking options, including mobile apps. They've got locations in Lake, Porter, LaPorte, Marshall, Elkhart, and St. Joseph counties. Their website is www.centierbank.com.
Back here as our pregame coverage continues. Penn versus Mishawaka backyard brawl from Everwise Freed Field. I'm Mike. That's Maddie Tyson back in the studios. Heard Corey Yeoman before the break. Corey Yeoman is looking for win number 200 as the head coach of the Penn Kingsmen tonight. His record 199-54. since taking over for Chris Giesman in 2003. Speaking of Chris Giesman, he's in attendance here tonight watching the game from the press box along with us, and we hope he enjoys the game very much. Yeoman has led the Penn program to 12 sectional championships, 9 regional championships, and 4 semi-state titles. Corey Yeoman is a graduate of Penn High School and was the smallest defensive lineman in the MAC at the University of Miami, Ohio. Our conversation with Corey Yeoman has been brought to us tonight by Dean's Barbecue and Restaurant. They are at 12479 Suite D at the intersection of 23 and Bittersweet and Granger. Dean's features pork chops, baby back ribs, Dean's burgers, and even bread pudding. All of their items, including sauces and desserts, are made in-house. They're open from Tuesday through Saturday. Their hours are 9 to 11. More information can be found on their website, deansgranger.com, and their Facebook at Dean's Barbecue and Restaurant. Time to meet our Zolman Tire starting lineups for the game. In 1963, Bud Zolan began working in the tire and automotive industry. After many years of hard work and dedication, he and his wife Diane founded Zolman's Tire in 1978, 45 years ago. Under the leadership of their son, Nate Zolman, Zolman's Best One Tire and Auto now has 8 retail locations and 3 fleet locations. After all these years, Zolman's is still going strong, serving you and your family for 3 generations. Zolman's Best One Tire and Auto Care. Let's meet the Penn Kingsman Gold Rush offense. They scored 38 points on 440 yards of total offense last week. The offensive line from right to left, number 59, Aiden Deal, the junior. Number 56, Pat Connery, the sophomore. Number 63, Auden Jones, the senior. Number 65, Riley Shramsky, the senior. Number 72, Nevin Freitag, the senior. Penn's quarterback is Nolan McCullough, wearing number 6 tonight. He's a senior. His tailback, number 22, Jake Bayless, is also a senior. The flankers are Kellen Watson, number 3, the junior, and number 5, Austin Isall, the senior. The split end is Elijah Coker. He wears number 4. He's a senior. And the tight end is Cole Bennett. He's a junior, wearing number 81. They'll face a Mishawaka Cavemen defense that gave up 16.1 points per game on average last year and allowed 12 to the Marion Knights in game number 1. The 3 up front, Carmine Orozco, number 54, a junior. Number 33, Keith Shako, a senior. And number 99, Trey Dunning, a junior. 4 linebackers are number 6, Camden Putz, a junior, or a sophomore, beg your pardon. Number 7, Ken Clemente, a sophomore. Number 26, Jackson Snyder, a junior. Number 15, Xavier Juarez, beg your pardon, a junior. And then the secondary is number 11, Jack Troyer, a senior. Number 0, Brady Newsom, a junior. Number 21, Drew Ginter, a sophomore. Number 3, Trey Thomas, a senior. The Mishawaka offense looks like this. Right to left across the offensive line is number 51, Matt Willis, a senior. Number 75, Trevor Went, a junior. Number 69, Eddie Rodriguez, a senior. Number 65, Ethan Williams, a senior. And number 78, Aiden Brooks, a senior. Quarterback is number 12. He's a senior as well, Brady Fisher. His tailback is number 2, Novell Miller, the junior. The 2 halfbacks in the formation are number 10, Ethan Bryce, the senior, and number 4, Caden Smith, the junior. And the 2 split ends are number 3, Trey Thomas, the senior, and number 17, Addison Cannon, a senior. They will face the Penn Wild Bunch defense that allowed 21 points to the Valparaiso Vikings on 258 total yards last week. 4 across the front. Number 17, Ryland Frazier, a senior. Number 9, Alan Phillips, a senior. Number 52, Evan Witten, a senior. And number 32, Brandon Lynch, a senior. The 3 linebackers, number 21, Maverick Brown, a senior. Number 8, Jackson Griffith, a senior. Number 42, Tommy Powless, a senior. And the defensive backs, number 2, Vince Horner, a senior. Number 1, Taylor Bauer, a senior. Number 7, Vinnie Freeman, a sophomore. And number 11, Dominic Bonner, a senior. Let's talk about the Flags International Weather Report. Tonight's Game Time Weather Report presented by Flags International. They offer Penn Kingsman flags alongside different kinds of American and international flags, sport flags, and flagpole installations through their website, flagsinternational.com, and their retail location, 10845 McKinley Highway in Osceola. The phone number for Flags International, toll-free, 1-800-627-3524. The temperature has been falling throughout the day, but we're going to have 75 with partly cloudy skies at game time. There is a cool breeze blowing. It shouldn't affect the play tonight, but it will get cooler as we go through, and there have been a few sprinkles falling. It's very humid right now, so a chance of rain pretty much. If the cloud cover continues, I think the chance of light rain is going to continue as well. We've got great action here between Mishawaka and Penn from Everwise Freed Field. Matt, we've got a few other great games going on tonight around the area.
Yeah, a lot of great games. Bremen is over at Everwise School Field taking on Washington. Marion's taking on Culver Academy in another game. You can, if you want to, you can go over and see Tanner Camp. They're over at Tulski Field. Goshen is at New Prairie. Elkhart is at Northridge. Boone Grove is at South Bend Clay. Jimtown at Concord. Adams is at Logansport. Real good game down at Hostrauser Field in Walkerton. Riley and John Glenn. And then South Bend St. Joe travels to the Summit City to take on Fort Wayne South. Couple of other games involving Northern Lakes Conference teams. Northwood is at Portage. Plymouth is at Columbia City. Warsaw is at Chesterton. And Wawasee is at West Noble.
Fantastic atmosphere here. The Penn Kingsmen are in their home black uniforms with the white numbers, gold trim, and gold helmets. And the visiting Mishawaka Cavemen are in their white uniforms with the maroon numbers, white helmets, white socks, white everything else, white with maroon for the Cavemen and black with the white numbers and gold helmets for the Penn Kingsmen.
Yeah, I saw Mishawaka had some new home uniforms last week, gray uniforms and pants with maroon numbers on them, trimmed in white. So Mishawaka just won the toss and elected to receive. So we're going to see the Cavemen right away. Our officials for tonight's game are Michael Burke, Roger Griffith, Mark McCammon, Rick Podell, and Phil Tusky.
We're glad you're with us here on 91.1 WGCS, the Globe, globeradio.org, and the Regional Radio Sports Network. Of course, this big-time backyard brawl matchup here tonight is taking place in front of a nearly sold-out crowd. We got standing room only over here on the Penn side. The Mishawaka side, I'm going to say, Matt, is
three-quarters full.
Three-quarters full. So if you are a Mishawaka fan, you still want to get out here, grab a hot dog, there is a little bit of room left for you, maybe. Well, but don't take my word officially on that because I'm not in charge of ticket sales.
Well, you and I were both here about at least 90 minutes before game time, and there were people already coming in then. Normally
they had the tailgate. They had everything going on.
Yeah, tonight they had the community tailgate here for Mishawaka to start the season off like they always do at Penn, and a lot of stuff going on. There's going to be a lot of activities taking place over the course of the night, which Mike will let you in on as the game goes on, and we're ready to go here as Penn's going to kick the ball off.
Dylan D'Addario will send it deep for the Guidance Wall Special Forces, kicking from right to left. Back deep is number 0, Brady Newsom for the Mishawaka Cavemen. 12 minutes on the clock. Here we go. The backyard brawl is back, and we're glad you're with us right here on 91.1 WGCS FM, globeradio.org, and the Regional Radio Sports Network. D'Addario sends it on a line drive. Newsom fields it at his own 1-yard line. He's cutting to the near side across the 20. He's got a lane. He's across the 30. He makes a cut to the outside across the 40, where he is brought down by Malachi Evans on the special teams play for the Guidance Wall Special Forces, but a nice return of about 38 yards for Brady Newsom. Good starting field position for Brady Fisher and the Mishawaka Cavemen offense.
Well, they're going to spot it at the 41, so it's a 40-yard return. So Mishawaka with very good field position here to start this ball game.
Just good patience by the return man, Brady Newsom. Waited for a lane to develop, got one, and took off. So here comes Brady Fisher wearing number 12, his tailback Novell Miller in the formation behind him. The two halfbacks are tight to the formation, and the two split ends are on either side boundary. Man in motion, and the give is a keep to Brady Fisher. He's working off tackle to the far side, and he's got a good lane. And right away, it's a first down run of about 12 yards for Fisher and the Mishawaka Cavemen offense. Sophomore Vinny Freeman, who had 11 tackles in the secondary for the Wild Bunch defense last week, makes the stop. First down and 10 into Kingsman territory for the Cavemen. They're working from Penn's 47-yard line.
They picked up 12 on the play, and Mike, as you saw, he waited for his blockers to come, and he followed them as he went down the field.
Good patience by Brady Fisher. We're going to have to keep our binoculars on the mesh point tonight as Mishawaka can confuse the guys right in front of them. So we'll make sure that we're up in the press box staying as unconfused as we can be. First down and 10 in Kingsman territory. To give us to the up man, Novell Miller, and Novell is going to be stopped for a very short or no gain. Coming in on the play, wearing number 8, Jackson Griffith, the middle linebacker, comes up and makes the stop on Miller. It'll give him a gain of 1 yard. Second down and 9 upcoming from the Kingsman 46.
And the one thing there, you saw the line kind of pack in on both sides, and Penn was able to stifle that possession right there.
First drive of the game belongs to the Cavemen. Play number 3 of it coming up here. It's a 2nd down and 9 from the Kingsman 46. Fisher working under center with Novell Miller, the man in the backfield. Some motion, and the give is up the middle to Miller. Miller is going to pound ahead. The ball is going to come out. It's going to be fallen on by the Kingsmen. There is also a flag on the play. So we have to sort out the penalty marker.
I think it's going to be an illegal shift on Mishawaka, so Penn's going to get to keep the football.
So it was a fumble. Miller was on his way to the ground, but he was not down. So Penn recovers the fumble. The man on the recovery, wearing number 24, was Vince Horner. So a big play for Horner. Comes up with the possession for Penn, and just what Mishawaka was hoping not to have. Instead of a long first drive, after good field position, a turnover on the fumble by Miller and the recovery by Horner. Wait. No field.
Wow.
And we're taking all of that back. Dwayne Lewandowski has made sure we've got the right details. There is no fumble,
so
the illegal shift, no play.
So basically the play did not exist.
The play never happened.
The teams never heard the whistle. They stopped it.
Well, the flag did not come until after the play was in motion. I thought it was going to be a block, but Mishawaka is trying to have a couple of guys shifting before the ball is snapped, and you cannot have 2 guys in motion when the snap happens. And that is what they got flagged for. So that is an illegal procedure penalty. No play, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down or 14, ball back behind the 50-yard line from the 49 of Mishawaka. It's a keep by Fisher. He's right up the middle, and he is taking it all the way down inside the 10 and into the end zone. Oh, what a turn of events. This Penn crowd thought they were getting the ball back on a fumble, but the penalty helps Mishawaka. 52 yards for Brady Fisher, his 3rd touchdown of the season, his first today. It's 6-0 Mishawaka. Hesitation by Fisher, and then nobody home, and he takes it straight up the middle into the pay dirt.
Once he got going, you could see those strides, Mike, and he was starting to get faster as it went on.
So we had a flag after the touchdown. That is, I believe,
it's going to be on Mishawaka, so I think we're
going to move this extra point try back, if that indeed is what we're going to see here.
Now the question is, was it an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty? I did not hear. I heard a penalty, but I did not hear what it actually was. I think the officials are still trying to sort it out.
So we're going to have the extra point try from the normal spot at the 3-yard line.
So apparently they're going to assess the penalty on the kickoff.
Lucas Larson will try the extra point. The long snapper will be Trevor Wendt, and Brady Fisher will be the holder. Larson was 5 for 5 last week and also hit a field goal. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 7-0 Mishawaka Cavemen. The 52-yard touchdown run by Brady Fisher gets them on the board on their first drive of the game. 10:05 remaining here in the first quarter. Matt, you've got the rest of our drive details.
Yeah, 3 plays, officially 3 plays, 59 yards. It took a minute and 45 seconds off the clock. Brady Fisher, I have unofficially a 49-yard touchdown, a 51-yard touchdown run on the play.
Sounds good to me. 51 yards for Brady Fisher. And we've seen Fisher now have success a couple of times on that option offense.
Fisher's already got 2 carries for 63 yards.
That's getting off to a good start here in the backyard brawl. Mishawaka will be kicking off, and this one will be moved up in favor of the Kingsmen as we wait for the kickoff. Let's thank the folks over at Clover Machinery Movers.
Regional Radio Sports Network at 91 FM The Globe. Want to thank Clover Machinery Movers, 3521 North Home Street, for underwriting a portion of tonight's game. Serving the industry since 1948, Clover Machinery Movers is fully equipped and insured for machinery moving, rigging, and hauling. They can move one machine or relocate an entire plant, and they also offer their customers heated storage facilities. Their phone number is 574-255-3195, and they're on the web at clovermachinerymovers.com.
Elijah Coker, wearing number 4, is the deep man for the Penn Kingsman Guidance Wealth Special Forces kickoff return team. Build, protect, prosper on the web at guidancewealth.com. It will be Lucas Larson ready to send it deep for the Mishawaka Cavemen. The penalty will move the kickoff back to Mishawaka's own 25-yard line. So Coker right now standing on his own 20.
So so Penn should get some pretty good field position out of this.
The Penn Kingsman offense getting ready for their first possession of the game. What a turn of events on the first Mishawaka drive.
Very much so, where you went from Mishawaka was going to, Penn was going to have the ball around their own 35-yard line to Mishawaka getting a second chance of taking advantage. It's a squib kick.
A bouncing kick. It's going to get past Coker. He's going to pick it up at the 30. He's got some room to get across the 35. Spins his way up to the 38, where he's brought down on special teams by Camden Putz. So a good return by Elijah Coker once he figured out where the ball was bounced to. 9:57 remains in the first quarter. Here comes the Gold Rush offense.
Got to realize that's a live ball. It was kind of like they were kind of wondering what to do with it, and finally there was a lot of spin on that, and when Coker had a little bit of trouble picking that up initially.
Nolan McCullough, the senior quarterback, who passed for 148 yards, ran for 194 with 3 touchdowns last week in the win against Valparaiso. That's first down and 10 from his own 39. They give it to Jake Bayless on the near side. Bayless sweeping to the near. He makes one man miss. Good east-west pursuit by the Mishawaka Cavemen defense as Ken Clemente and Carmine Orozco were there to fill the gaps that Bayless wanted to get upfield on. So they will try and make something happen now on second down and 8 after the gain of 2 by Bayless.
Yeah, they really shut down that corner over there. He was running to the short side of the field as well.
Ball on the near side hash mark. It'll be 2 receivers to the long far side of the field and 1 to the near. Tayshawn Bardo is the man split to the near side. Bayless to tailback. McCullough rolling out to the far side looking to throw. He's got pressure. He finds his man wide open over the middle of the field. That's Elijah Coker. Coker had 1 grab for 7 yards last week, and now he's got a Dean Brown State Farm Insurance first down reception. They are at 510-99 Bittersweet Road, Suite J in Granger. Their phone number for a quote today is 574-277-2300. This into Caveman territory. And now a brief discussion with the officials. And we wait once again for an explanation. An eligible man downfield is called against the Kingsmen. So this first down play is coming back.
Yeah, this one's going to get wiped out. So they were at the 41.
So we had a second down and 8. This turns into a second down and 13.
So it's apparently it was from the spot of the foul.
So from their own 36 on the far hash mark, 2 receivers to the long near side and 1 to the short far. For McCullough with Bayless as tailback. They give it to Bayless up the middle. He cuts to the outside, makes a man miss. Somersaults over another guy at the 46, rolls up to the 47-yard line. Xavier Juarez in on the stop for the Mishawaka Cavemen. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 6 for the Gold Rush offense. 9:22 left to play in the first quarter. Mishawaka 7, Penn nothing here from Everwise Freed Field.
Yeah, give him 9 on the play.
So 3rd down and manageable here with 3rd down and 5. 4.5.
In a situation like this last week, a lot of times we saw McCullough keep the ball himself.
2 receivers to the long near side of the field, 1 to the far. McCullough out of the gun. They give us to Bayless up the middle. Bayless bursts through. Bayless has a Dean Brown State Farm Insurance first down. That is fast movement in between the tackles, man. It didn't look like he was going to have any room. And then all of a sudden he's in the second level. Quick moves by Bayless for the first.
He got a great first step there, Mike, and was able to move with the line, move forward.
All into Mishawaka territory. It's at the Cavemen 43-yard line. That's first down brought to us by Dean Brown State Farm Insurance, 510-99 Bittersweet Road, Suite J in Granger, 574-277-2300. Here we go, first down and 10. Three receivers to the short far side of the field. And the give is up the middle to Bayless. He'll try the near long weak side. He's stopped at the 40-yard line. Good shoestring tackle there. Who's the man on defense for Mishawaka? They got to stop congratulating him so I can get his number. That's Jack Troyer, the senior quarterback, making a great play. Gain 2 on the play, second down and 8 upcoming from the Caveman 41 for the Kingsmen.
And one thing Penn was good on last week, they were 6 out of 13 on third down conversions last week.
They've already got one here
one.
today. Ball in the near hash marks, receivers to the long far side. Bayless on the left hip of McCullough. McCullough follows the lead block of Bayless. He gets down inside the 40 to the 36-yard line, where he is hit hard by Carmine Orozco and Camden Putz. And that'll bring up another third down. This will be third down and 4 for the Kingsmen. You need the 33-yard line for a first down. 7:20 left to play here in the first quarter. Penn trying to answer back after the Mishawaka Cavemen went on a 3-play, 59-yard scoring drive on their first possession. Third down and 4 from the Cavemen 36. Movement up front, and I think this is going to move the sticks for Penn as Mishawaka is going to get called for encroachment.
And Penn's going to pick up the first down the easy way.
So spot the ball 5 yards ahead. It'll be first down and 10 Penn from the Caveman 31-yard line. Keep it on the near side hash mark. 7:06 left to play in the first quarter.
Both teams with some Penn, 2 penalties, 15 yards. Mishawaka, 2 penalties for 20 yards here in the early going.
2 receivers to the long far side of the field. The tight end Bennett along with Elijah Coker split to the near side. Keeper for Nolan McCullough makes a man miss in the backfield, and then he explodes upfield. Spins through the tackle of Brady Newsom and takes it down inside the 15, all the way up to near the 10-yard line. They're going to give him a first down run up to the 13. That'll be where they spot the ball. Another Dean Brown State Farm Insurance first down. Another great conversion by the Kingsmen.
Yeah, pickup of 18, and Mike, you could see him wait. He waited patiently for the opening to go with the offensive line and then was able to move the ball forward.
So you can pick up a first down at the 4-yard line. It's first down and 10 from the Caveman 14 for the Gold Rush offense. McCullough working out of the shotgun. 2 receivers to the far, 1 to the near, ball between the hash marks. Bayless the tailback. The give will be to him. He'll sweep the near side. He'll look to make a cut upfield. Once again, good east-west pursuit by the Mishawaka Caveman defense as Drew Ginter, the sophomore at 5 tackles last week, comes up to make the play for the Cavemen defense. Second down and 8 after the game of 2. Make that a gain of just 1 yard line. They'll spot the ball at the 12.
This will be the 8th play of the drive.
Already 2 third down conversions for the Kingsmen as they try to answer back Mishawaka scoring on their first drive of the game. McCullough working out of the gun. 2 receivers to the long far side of the field. Give us up the middle to Bayless. Bayless inside the 10. And he's trying to dive down to about the 7-yard line. Jackson Snyder, the junior linebacker in the middle with 10 tackles last week, makes the stop for the Mishawaka Cavemen. You have another third down coming up for Penn. This one another third down and about 4.5.
Yes, they've converted the 3rd and 4. Well, in the 3rd and 3 they converted was because of the penalty.
So here we go. 2 receivers to the long far side, 1 to the near. McCullough with Bayless on his right hip working out of the gun. The give is to Bayless. Bayless straight ahead, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown. Bayless with a little bit of a hesitation, a little bit of a shake, and then he scores it, and it's 7-6 as we await the extra point from the Guidance Wealth Special Forces. Bayless on a third down run inside the 10 takes it to pay dirt. Touchdown, Gold Rush.
9 plays, 61 yards on the drive, and it took just a second under 5 minutes, 4 minutes and 59 seconds.
So there's a little bit of Corey Yeoman giving Mishawaka a taste of their own offense there. Deliberate, time-consuming drive. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and the kick is good. for the Guidance Wealth Special Forces. Everyone on the Penn side delighted to see an extra point executed well here by the Guidance Wealth Special Forces. Build, protect, prosper on the web at guidancewealth.com. We're tied at 7 apiece. Jake Bayless, the 8-yard touchdown run, is the equalizer for the Penn Kingsmen. 7-7 ball game, 4:58 remaining in the first quarter.
Regional Radio Sports Network wants to thank the Sharp family and A's Event Rental, 805 West Edison Road in Mishawaka, for their terrific support of student athletes over the years. Serving the community for over 55 years, their phone number is 574-256-1110, and they are online at aisrental.com. A's is always at your service.
The Beeler Law Office has been located at 908 Lincoln Way West in Osceola for the past decade. Attorney Ray Beeler has been practicing law since 2001, is a 1980 Penn High School graduate. She offers clients estate planning, including power of attorney, wills and living wills, probate administration, and bankruptcy, business, guardianship, and other family law services. The phone number for Beeler Law Office in Osceola is 888-633-1361. Guidance Wealth Special Forces ready to kick it deep, and the deep man for the Mishawaka Cavemen is Brady Newsom wearing number 0. So Dylan DiDario once again kicking from right to left on your radio dial. 7-7 ball game with 4:58 left to play in the first quarter. Both teams have had one possession, and both teams have scored a rushing touchdown. DiDario runs up high, end over end kick. This will be taken by an up man. That's Drew Ginter, and Drew Ginter takes it straight ahead between the hash marks. A little bit of a chip on his shoulder with that return right there as he powers ahead to the 30-yard line, where the tackle is made on the special teams by Vince Horner.
Going to spot it at the 29. So we're going to see what adjustments both clubs are going to make on Mishawaka's second offensive possession.
Brady Fisher, 2 big chunk plays on that 3-play touchdown drive by the Cavemen.
2 carries, 63 yards, and a touchdown.
They've got 1st and 10 from their own 28 ball on the near side hash mark. Split end on each side of the formation, and a halfback as well on each side. Now a man in motion, and the give is to Novell Miller, the up man. And Miller is going to fall ahead for a couple 2-3 yards on the first play from scrimmage on this drive. Jackson Griffith, wearing number 8, will make the stop for the Wild Bunch defense.
Give him 2 on the play.
2nd down and 8 upcoming for the Mishawaka Cavemen. A long, deliberate drive by the Kingsmen with multiple 3rd down conversions. Equalizes the game at 7 apiece. Now 2nd down and 8 for the Cavemen as they now look for a response.
Play clock down to 6.
Brady Fisher hurrying up. He goes under center, man in motion. And now it'll be Fisher with a little toss. It'll be Ethan Bryce looking on the far side. Bryce is going to get caught by Taylor Bauer. Looks like Bryce had some daylight for a second. He will make a good positive gain on the play as he's ridden out on the far side by Bauer. It'll be 3rd down and manageable now for the Mishawaka offense. I tell you what, there's a lot of plays in Keith Kinder's playbook for this down and distance.
Very much so, and Fisher showed a lot of poise there. With the play clock running down, he was able to keep his composure.
3rd down and 2 upcoming for the Mishawaka Cavemen from their own 37-yard line, under 4 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Fisher will go under center with Miller, the deep man in the formation. They split a man out to the far side. The give is up ahead to Miller. Miller looking for 1st down yardage, and he's going to get it. Needed 2, got 3. Evan Witten in on the stop for the Wild Bunch defense along with Jackson Griffith. So a good hard-nosed running by the 5'9", 200-pound junior, Novell Miller, and he picks up the 1st down from Mishawaka, and they keep the drive going. Ball still on their side of the field, their own 41 on the far hash mark. 1st down and 10, Mishawaka. Looks like the visitors' bleachers have filled in a little bit from about 3/4 to maybe 85% full.
Late arriving crowd.
Brady Fisher ready to work once again under center with the tight formation on the far hash mark. It's going to be a pitch out once again to Ethan Bryce. He's going to try the sweep play around the far side, and he'll have a good gain on 1st down.
They had Fisher read very well, but Fisher was able to get rid of it at the last second before he got knocked down.
4-yard gain on the play. Give them 5, actually, with where they spot it. Bremen has scored first against South Bend, Washington, 7-0 from Everwise School Field. Right here we have 2nd down and 5. Mishawaka driving from their own 46 in a tie ball game. 7 apiece with 3:22 left on the first quarter clock. Fisher working under center. He's back to throw. He's loading it up. He's got a man. It's Bryce. Catches it in Kingsman territory at the 40. He's down to the 35, down to the 30-yard line. Well executed fake by Brady Fisher. He had a clean pocket, and he got Ethan Bryce leaking out into wide open territory. Big chunk play for the Mishawaka Cavemen. They've got a first down at the Kingsman 32.
Yeah, he had plenty of real estate to work with there.
Clock ticking, under 3 minutes to play here in the first quarter.
Pick up a 22 yards on that reception.
Brady Fisher threw for 53 yards on 4 of 6 completions last week. Fisher gives it to the up man, Novell Miller, and Miller's going to dive forward for 4 tough yards on first down. Tell you what, this Mishawaka Cavemen offense, they got the big plays on the first drive. This is good pace, good rhythm here on drive number 2 for Keith Kinder's Cavemen.
Very much so. They're working the clock to their advantage right now. They're not going up to the line fast. They're not allowing themselves to get into any type of rhythm. They want to keep the game kind of methodical at this point.
2nd down and 6 after the first down carry for 4 yards by Miller. Fisher is going to give to Miller again. Miller has got some room to rumble this time as he's down inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. They're going to mark him a yard shy of first down. And we have an injured player down for the Wild Bunch defense. So we have an injury timeout, 1:57 on the clock here in the first quarter. Penn 7, Mishawaka 7, and an important 3rd down and 1 upcoming for the Mishawaka Cavemen after this injury timeout.
McDonald Physical Therapy and Sports Rehabilitation Center has 2 locations at 1005 Hickory Road in South Bend and on the campus of Notre Dame. They have been treating the coaches and athletes from the area high schools as well as the universities of Notre Dame, Bethel, Indiana, South Bend, and Holy Cross College for over 33 years. They have worked with professional athletes with BFR muscle training, anti-gravity treadmill, ASTYM, HydroWorks, and have 14,000 square feet work facility. There's no need for a referral from a doctor. Feel free to call McDonald Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation Center's phone number is 574-233-5754. A person will always answer all calls within 2 rings. Their website is mcdonaldpt.com.
The injured man for the Penn Kingsmen is number 58, Trayton Caggiano. The senior is helped off to the sideline. So it's 3rd down and 1 upcoming here for the Mishawaka Cavemen from the Penn 23-yard line. 1:57 remains on the first quarter clock. Brady Fisher will come under center with Novell Miller, the tailback. Rice and Smith are his 2 halfbacks, and the give is up the middle to Miller. He's looking for 1 tough yard, and he's going to get it, and a couple more on top of it as well. So Novell Miller converts on the first down with a 3-yard dive ahead. Takes it right to the 20-yard line for the Mishawaka Cavemen. They keep this drive alive from the Kingsman 19 is where they'll officially spot it.
Yeah, up at the 19. So inside the 20-yard line are Mishawaka as we near 90 seconds left in the opening quarter.
Everyone bunched up close to the formation now for the Mishawaka Cavemen on 1st and 10 from the Penn 19. Ball is out. Ball is loose. Brady Fisher, it caromed right back into his arms, Matt. There was a bad exchange between him and Miller. The ball popped up into the air,
Great
and
reflexes.
Fisher just won the loose ball drill. It helps to be lucky sometimes, and the Mishawaka Cavemen got lucky with a good bounce of the football right there.
And this is nothing against the fact it was on turf. It was able to bounce. If that had been grass, it would have stayed on the field.
So it's a loss of 4 on the play. Ball's back behind the 20 at the 23-yard line of the Kingsmen. Second down and 14 now for Brady Fisher and the Cavemen. Clock winding down here in the first quarter in a tie ball game. Give it to the up back Miller, and Miller gets going in a positive direction for the yardage that they lost on the previous play. He'll get 4, and we'll have a third down and 10 upcoming. You don't have to snap it here if you do not want to. As we head down to the end of the first quarter, we'll see what Keith Kinder wants to do.
I think that's what Brady Fisher's going to do. I think he's going to let the clock run out here.
Yeah, no signs of hurry here from the Mishawaka Cavemen. 5 seconds remaining on the first quarter clock. They're going to let it run down. We promised you a backyard brawl, and that's what it's been at the end of the first quarter of action here from Everwise Freed Field in Osceola, Indiana. It's Penn 7, Mishawaka 7. This is the backyard brawl right here on 91.1 WGCS, the Globe, globeradio.org, and the Regional Radio Sports Network.
Eric Gunther and State Farm Insurance are proud to underwrite a portion of tonight's game on the Regional Radio Sports Network. Eric's office is located at 356 South Michigan Street in South Bend. Under State Farm Insurance Agency, Eric offers auto and health insurance, as well as financial services. For more information on these or other products that State Farm offers, Eric can be reached at 574-291-1597. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
For 30 years, the Lilliard Insurance Agency has been a proud sponsor of local sports in Michiana. Lilliard Insurance Agency is an independent insurance provider that offers its customers auto, home, business, life, and health insurance. They're located at 410 Lincoln Way West in Osceola at 17060 State Road 23 in South Bend. For more information, their phone number is 574-674-0015. That's 574-674-0015. And their website is www.realvaluein.com.
Penn 7, Mishawaka 7. It's Kingsman football right here on 91.1 WGCS FM, globeradio.org, and the Regional Radio Sports Network. I'm Mike Fleischman. I got Maddie Kofsky with me. We're glad you're with us right here for Penn versus Mishawaka, the backyard brawl back after a 3-year hiatus, meeting number 65 between the Kingsmen and the Cavemen tonight. We begin the second quarter. The Cavemen have a third down and 11 from the Kingsmen 20-yard line. They've had a long, methodical drive, but Penn has worked them into a third down and long. An important play early in this game.
Yeah, this will be the 11th play of the drive.
It'll be Novell Miller, the give, and he tries off tackle to the far side, and there is nothing doing. The Wild Bunch is there for that one. Rylan Frazier, the 6'1", 215-pound senior, is the first man there to stand him up for the Wild Bunch defense, and now it is 4th down and 8 after the gain of 3 by Miller on 3rd down and 11.
If they try a field goal, it would be around 35 yards at this point.
It looks like they're out in field goal formation. They are, as they've got their kicker, Lucas Larson. He made from 37 last week in the game against Mishawaka Marion. It's on the far hash mark. No wind to speak of at the moment. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up. The kick is a line drive, and the kick is no good. Low and left. So a long drive, Maddie, goes for naught, and the Kingsmen take over on offense.
Yeah, they used over 5.5 minutes off the clock and ran 12 plays and came up empty. So Penn will take over at their own 20-yard line.
12 plays, over 5 minutes, no points to show for it. Mishawaka. A miss on the field goal attempt, and so it's 1st down and 10 for the Kingsmen from their own 20.
Unfortunately, the bad snap, which resulted in the loss, is what kind of sidetracked the drive there, because Mishawaka had such a great rhythm going there, and then they kind of had to try to pick themselves up after that.
Nolan McCullough, play action on 1st down. He rolls to the near side looking to throw. He delivers high, but hauled in. High point catch by Kellen Watson, the junior. And he makes the grab, and that's good for a Dean Brown State Farm Insurance 1st down, 16 yards on the throw and catch from McCullough to Kellen Watson. Dean Brown State Farm Insurance, they're on Well, they're at 510-99 Bittersweet Road, Sweet Jane Granger. Easy for me to say. 574-277-2300.
Helps that Kellen Watson is 6'3" as well.
Yeah, he had to go up for that one. And now first down and 10 from their own 36. McCullough is going to keep, and he's going to drive it straight ahead behind the lead block of Bayless. He'll pick up 4 tough yards up across the 40 to the 41-yard line. What I like best about Nolan McCullough is the ability to not only throw the ball, he throws well rolling out in space, but he's also a really tough runner between the tackles, quarterback with a fullback mentality.
He has such great instincts as well to be able to make those split-second decisions, kind of like we've seen Brady Fisher do tonight as well.
7-7 ball game. A missed field goal by the Mishawaka Cavemen after a long drive turns the ball back over to the Kingsmen. McCullough working out of the gun. Nearly got Mishawaka to jump. Now a give to Bayless. Bayless hard running up the middle. He's looking for that Dean Brown State Farm Insurance first down. Matt, I think he's going to be.
I
thought he was a little bit short, but both judges will give him the first down. Yep. Nose of the ball is across the 47-yard line between the hash marks, and that's good enough to move the chains here at Everwise Freed Field. So 10 minutes and 5 seconds left to go till halftime. Tie ball game 7 apiece. Penn driving against Mishawaka.
6 first downs now for Penn.
2 receivers to the near side of the field, 1 to the far. Bayless remains the tailback. McCullough will give to Bayless. Bayless will make a cutback behind the line of scrimmage, and he will get across into Cavemen territory with a good gain on first down. Jackson Snyder, the man to come up to make the stop for the Mishawaka Cavemen. Give him 5 yards on first down. Second down and 5 upcoming from the Cavemen 48.
8 carries, 44 yards for Bayless.
Primetime 25 selectee Auden Jones ready to snap it back to Nolan McCullough. McCullough setting up a screen to the near side. Bayless has the catch. No, it's Bennett having the catch, beg your pardon, and Bennett's got first down yardage. Boy, credit the sophomore Pat Connery for getting out and blocking nicely from his right guard position on that little center screen. I was talking to Matt Lilliard, Matty, and he said, Penn loves to run that little tight end center screen. Do they still run that? And I said, they sure do. And there it works right there for a Dean Brown State Farm Insurance first down.
Yeah, he picked up 7 yards, and that was a staple over the years with Coach Giesman.
Ball at the Cavemen's 41-yard line on the near hash mark. 2 receivers to the long far side, along with the H-back Bennett. McCullough working out of the gun, gave us to Bayless. Bayless has a great block off the far side. Bayless makes a cut to the outside. Bayless turns the corner at the 30. He's down inside the 20, and then a flag comes in as he's taken out of bounds. I think they might get a late hit in addition to the nice first down run by Bayless.
He did a nice job of cutting over there toward the sideline and put on the extra burner there.
He had a great block out there on the boundary. And that's a late hit out of bounds by Mishawaka, so 21 yards on the carry by Bayless.
That'll be half the distance to the goal line, most likely.
With it at the 20, that'll be another 10. Marked off in favor of the Kingsmen. So let's check our sticks. They'll mark it just outside the 10-yard line. Is this first and goal or first and 10?
I think it's going to be first and goal because you only have the yard marker up there.
Keeper by McCullough. McCullough waits, and McCullough gets stood up at the line of scrimmage. Good extra pursuit that time by Mishawaka. Who was the man staying put? It was Camden Putz, the sophomore, who did a good job reading that play. Did not bite on the fake to Bayless. No gain on the keeper by McCullough. 8:15 left to go until halftime. Penn driving, second down and goal.
Now this will be the 8th play of the drive.
Penn 7, Mishawaka 7. Second and goal from the 10. Ball on the far hash mark. 2 receivers to the long near side. Bayless standing behind McCullough, who's going to work out of the pistol. It'll be a throw, a high fade to the end zone. Incomplete. He bobbled it as he was going out of bounds. They had Coker over there, single coverage. It was Coker and Jackson Snyder That was a really nice ball by McCullough, but just took him a little bit too far, and he couldn't bring it down in bounds. Third down and goal coming from the 10.
Great idea, but just a little bit too short. So it's going to be third and goal now at the 10.
Tight formation now for the Kingsmen. Bayless the tailback. It's a play fake. McCullough rolling to the near side. He's under duress. McCullough looking to the back of the end zone. High. Did he have it? No. The catch was made, but too far out of bounds. Coker went up and grabbed it. McCullough tried to loft it in over the coverage, but once again, a little bit too much on it. And it's fourth down and goal from the 10.
Mike, I thought he should have kept it and just kept running. It looked like he had some real estate in front of him. But apparently we've got a penalty after. I think they said it's going to be holding. I think it's going to be defensive holding.
Lots of flags early going in this game, so clock stops at 7:38 in the second quarter. And that is a defensive holding penalty.
I don't think it's going to be a first down, though. I think it's going to be third and goal.
It will be third down and goal from the 5 for the Kingsmen. How many times in this game, Matt, has a penalty sort of changed the complexion of what particularly Penn was doing?
Well, we saw it. We saw the play against Mishawaka that resulted when Brady Fisher scored the touchdown.
So here's McCullough working out of the gun with a tight formation on the far hash mark. Bennett, the H-back in motion. McCullough play fake, rolling out to the near side. He lost it into the end zone. Same play, and this time making the catch inbounds in the back of the end zone is Elijah Coker for the touchdown. 13-7, Penn over Mishawaka with 7:30 remaining here until halftime. Now, if it almost works the first time, try it again. Tell you what, Nolan McCullough has been under pressure. Ken Clemente was the man chasing him in the backfield. And I tell you what, Clemente has been breathing down McCullough's back every time that McCullough has rolled out in this game, but it has not affected McCullough.
No, and he's done a good job of keeping that composure.
It's the first touchdown pass of the season by Nolan McCullough. He has 3 rushing touchdowns from last week. Good snap, good hold. The extra point attempt by D'Addario is up, and it is good. So the Penn Kingsmen go up 14-7 over the Mishawaka Cavemen. A long, methodical drive by Mishawaka results in a field goal attempt, no good, no points. Penn, with the help of a Mishawaka penalty, cashes it in from 5 yards out, and they take the lead 14-7, 7:30 left to go till halftime.
9 plays, 80 yards, and it takes 3 minutes and 46 seconds off the clock.
Nolan McCullough, 5 yards to Elijah Coker.
McCullough now 4 out of 5 for 33 yards and a touchdown.
14-7 Kingsmen. Coker had 194 yards with 3 touchdowns last season. Had 1 catch for 7 yards last week. He's off to a good start here this week.
Coker 2 catches, 10 yards and a touchdown tonight.
Another good note for the Kingsmen is the Guidance Well Special Forces point after attempt team is now 2 of 2 on attempts tonight with a good snap both times. Brady Newsome back deep to receive for the Mishawaka Cavemen. Beg your pardon, that's Jaden Parker back deep for the Mishawaka Cavemen. And Dylan D'Addario will kick off from left to right for the Penn Kingsmen. 14-7 Penn over Mishawaka here in the backyard brawl. I'm Mike, that's Matty, glad you're with us. D'Addario ready to go. And here's the kick. High end over end kick.
At the 8.
Parker fields it at the 8. He's got a lane over on the far side. He gets up to the 30-yard line where he runs straight in to the Special Forces member Ryan O'Connell, who makes a very stout tackle. It'll be first down and 10 for the Cavemen from their own 30-yard line, 7:23 left to play until halftime.
This will be Mishawaka's 3rd drive of the ball game. They started at their own 41, 29, and now at their own 3rd. Actually, they're going to spot it, it looks like, at the 30, 31 now.
So once again, it's senior quarterback Brady Fisher at the controls under center for the Mishawaka Cavemen, working out of their wing option offense. Novell Miller is the man in the backfield, and the give is to Miller. And Miller, he's a no-nonsense running back right up the middle into the arms of Tommy Paulus, but not before he picks up a business-like 5 on the first down carry. Give him 6 on that first down run. You don't see a lot of shiftiness from Miller, Matt. His job is to take it straight out there and trust the reps that he gets in the summer.
Just takes it and follows the lead of his lineman.
Very impressed by the lower body strength of Miller so far in this contest.
I think
flag is going to fly, and I believe we're going to have a false start penalty. We will on the Mishawaka Cavemen.
So that'll be the fifth penalty of the night on Mishawaka for 40 yards.
And that wasn't a snap count issue. I think Fisher was trying to change something at the line of scrimmage, and one of his guys reacted when he was already in his stance. Easy call to make for the officials. So 2nd down and 4 becomes 2nd down and 9 for Mishawaka. Clock moving with under 7 to play here in the first half. 14-7 Kingsmen from their own 32. Here's Brady Fisher under center for the Cavemen. Fisher with the pitch to the near side. It's Ethan Bryce. Bryce has had some good room to roam on the near side, but not too much going here as he gets up to the 35-yard line. Flag flies from the far side of the field on the play. So a gain on Ethan Bryce, and I think we're going to have another illegal shift penalty that's going to negate this play for Mishawaka. Yep, the play will be against the offense, so back it up.
It's going to be from the spot of the foul. So it's going to be from the 35. They're going to move it back. Oh, that's going to be a 10-yard penalty.
It will.
I think it was that's going to be 15, so it's going to go back to the 20.
Move it all the way back to the 20. Matty, this has been a game where we have already had several long discussions about where we spot the football. So it's going to be that kind of night here from Everwise Freed Field. 2nd down and 21 from their own 20-yard line for the Mishawaka Cavemen. This is a tough down and distance right here for this style of offense. We'll see what Keith Kinder's got. Brady Fisher ready to work under center. Fisher's going to keep. Now the ball is on the ground. He could not complete the pitch out to Caden Smith. He faked to the up man, made like he was going to turn the corner, tries to get it out to Smith. Smith falls on it. That's going to be another loss. Back behind the 20 all the way to the 15-yard line. Another lucky bounce of the football from Mishawaka.
Very much so, and I think they tried that distinctly around the short side of the field because if it goes out of bounds, they still retain possession. But now they're back at the 14, so it's going to be third and 27.
I'll go with your numbers. 3rd and 27. Coming up for the Cavemen offense. They're in the shadow of their own goalpost now, inside the 15 of their own 14-yard line on the far side hash mark. Fisher takes the snap. He's back to throw. Clean pocket. Loading up on the far sideline. Got a man over there. Good coverage by Anderson. Trey Thomas was the man just running the go route up the far sideline. There was a man coverage over there, and Cam Anderson. That is real good coverage. Anderson was able to turn his head, locate the ball, and make a play as it arrived to the intended receiver, Trey Thomas. 4th down and 1.5 miles for Mishawaka. They send out the punter, Lucas Larson.
Well, last week we saw we saw Penn on Valparaiso's first one, block their first punt, get a hand on it at least.
Mishawaka did not punt in the 44-12 win against Marion last week.
And ironically, that is one thing. When I had a chance to talk to Corey Yeoman earlier in the week, I asked him about special teams. He said, I don't know much about their punt team because they never punted last week.
Mishawaka will take a timeout before Lucas Larson attempts his first punt of the season. It's Penn 14, Mishawaka 7. Mishawaka punting from deep in their own territory, 4th and 26 from their own 15-yard line, 5:15 left to go until halftime.
Regional Radio Sports Network at 91.FM The Globe. Want to thank Clover Machinery Movers, 3521 North Home Street in Mishawaka, for underwriting a portion of tonight's game. Serving the industry since 1948, Clover Machinery Movers is fully equipped and insured for machinery, moving, rigging, and hauling. They can move one machine or relocate an entire plant, and they also offer their customers heated storage facilities. Their phone number is 574-255-3195, and they're on the web at clovermachinerymovers.com.
I've got a spot to read here as well. Tonight's broadcast is underwritten by our friends at Qubit Networks, located at 103 Polk Street in LaPorte. Qubit takes pride in helping their customers feel happy with their technology needs. More information can be found on the website, qubitnet.com. That's QUBITnet.com, or by phone, 219-369-4357.
Early score from down at Amzie Miller Field. Goshen 7, New Prairie nothing.
Oh, my goodness. So New Prairie, who got beat by LaPorte in week number 1.
On a last-second field goal,
finds
20-18.
Trailing early here in week number 2. Larson, good snap back to him, and he gets away a good punt. Cam Anderson's going to let this go. It's going to take a caveman bounce inside the 40 down to the 37-yard line. Nice job punting the football there by Lucas Larson. A high hanging punt. Penn's coverage team gets away from it.
49 yards, no return. 48 yards because they're going to spot it at the 30. No, 49 yards.
So the Kingsmen take over. 5 minutes and 3 seconds left to go until halftime. Penn 14, Mishawaka 7 here in the 65th Backyard Brawl. I'm Mike. That's Matty. We're glad to have you with us on 91.1 WGCS FM, globeradio.org.
Penn's going to get the ball to start the second half, so maybe you get a 2-for-1 here, Mike. Take as much time as you can off the clock and score.
From the far hash mark, McCullough will give up the middle, and Jake Bayless will drive the ball ahead. He'll pick up a couple 2-3 yards on first down. Big old Carmine Orozco is there to make the tackle. Orozco, kind of the biggest guy that Keith Kinder's going to put on that caveman defensive line. 6'4", 275 goes Orozco. Gain of 3 on the play by Bayless. Second down and 7 coming up from the Kingsmen own 40-yard line. 4:30 left to play here in the first half. Stay tuned for our halftime show. Have our Penn Sports Update. R.J. Cromartie, member of the two-time state champion Penn baseball team. That's just the state championships they've won with Cromartie on the team. They've won more than that. Here's a quick toss out to the far side by McCullough on second down. And Elijah Coker, who is quickly becoming his favorite target here in this game, makes the grab. He's going to be a couple yards shy of the first down on a gain of 6. So third down and 2 upcoming. Yeah, third down and 1 upcoming. So it's not as bad as I said it was at first, but 4:16 remaining here until halftime. And Penn, they've been good on third downs already in this game, hoping for another conversion here.
Yeah, Penn is 3 for 3 so far.
McCullough working out of the gun with Bayless's tailback. McCullough will give it to Bayless. Bayless will get the first down off tackle on the far side. He's into caveman territory. Needed 1, got about 6 on the rumble by Jake Bayless. That's a Dean Brown State Farm Insurance first down. They're at 510-99 Bittersweet Road, Suite J in Granger. Their phone number 574-277-2300. 4 minutes remaining here in the first half. Penn with a first down inside caveman territory at the 48, leading 14-0. Nolan McCullough working out of the gun. Bayless the tailback once again. McCullough looking to throw, rolling to the near side. He's under heavy pressure, gets away the throw, and it's a little bit too strong, incomplete. He was looking for Kellen Watson, who was cutting across the field onto this side. Incomplete, second down and 10 upcoming. Shout out to Andrew Kirksey, who is in the press box here tonight. Kirksey, one of the great producers, video engineers, and all-around useful fellows for the Regional Radio Sports Network. 3:42 left to go until halftime. Second down and 10 coming up here for the Penn Kingsmen.
5 of 7 for 39 yards and a touchdown is Andrew McCullough.
McCullough back to throw. McCullough waiting.
Nolan
McCullough's got time. He throws over the middle. It's Tayshawn Bardo with the completion. Bardo with some yards after the catch. Bardo inside the 30 down to the 25-yard line. Gain of 23 on the throw and catch from McCullough to Tayshawn Bardo. Bardo, the sophomore, making his first grab of the season. Bardo is a guy that, Matt, I think they want to get him involved.
Yes,
They've got him on the special teams. They think he'd be a good kicker, punt returner, and he makes his first grab as part of the Gold Rush offense, moving the sticks for a Dean Brown State Farm Insurance first down. From the Caveman 24, 3:15 left on the clock.
Pick up a 24 yards on that play.
Here's McCullough with the keeper. He tries to find some room in between the hash marks. Nothing much doing there, as Jackson Snyder comes up to make the hit and the stop for the Cavemen. 4 yards on the first down play by McCullough. 2nd and 6 coming up. Ball on the Caveman 20-yard line. Northridge leads Elkhart by a score of 21-14. That's in the second quarter. Stay tuned at halftime. We'll have more updates coming from Fred Maxey and Scoreboard Central. 2nd down and 6 from the Caveman 20. McCullough gives to Bayless. Bayless drives ahead inside the 20 down to the 17-yard line. Drew Ginter in on the stop for the Mishawaka Cavemen. 2 minutes and 32 seconds remaining. And the clock will stop. We'll have a timeout. It'll be Mishawaka taking their first timeout of the first half. Keith Kinder has 2 remaining in his back pocket. Corey Yeoman has all 3. So after the timeout, it'll be 3rd down and 4 upcoming from the Kingsmen from the Mishawaka 18-yard line. Let's thank the folks over at A's Rental.
A's Event Rentals offers rental items for open houses and graduations, including tents, tables, and chairs for upcoming events. The A's showroom is at 805 West Edison Road in Mishawaka. Their phone number is 574-256-1110, and they're on the web at aisrental.com. That's aisrental.com. A's is always at your service.
The Beeler Law Office has been located at 908 Lincoln Way West in Osceola for the past decade. Attorney Ray Beeler has been practicing law since 2001 as a 1980 Penn High School graduate. She offers her clients estate planning, including power of attorney, wills and living wills, probate administration, bankruptcy, business, guardianship, and other family law services. The phone number for Beeler Law Office in Osceola is 888-633-1361. 2:32 remaining until halftime. Penn 14, Mishawaka 7. Here in the first backyard brawl since 2019. Penn deep in Caveman territory from the Mishawaka 18-yard line. It's 3rd down and 4 for the Gold Rush offense. Nolan McCullough with Bayless, his tailback, working out of the gun on the near hash mark. Play fake. He rolls to the far side. Blitz is picked up. McCullough decides to keep. McCullough turns the corner. McCullough's got the first down inside the 10. Down to about the 6-yard line where he's hit on the far side and driven out of bounds by Trey Dunning, the junior defensive tackle. First down and goal, Kingsman, with 2:22 remaining on the clock.
Yeah, this will be the 9th play of the drive. Penn is now 5 for 5 on 3rd down conversions.
12-yard pickup for Nolan McCullough. That was the right decision right there, Matt. McCullough looking for a man. He wants to throw when he's rolling out like that, but a great decision to turn it upfield.
That was a smart decision because even if you come up short, you got another down to work with.
First down and goal from the Caveman 6-yard line. McCullough working out of the gun. McCullough will keep. McCullough hit at the 5. Jackson Snyder is not fooled by the play fake. And we'll have 2nd and goal upcoming after a gain of 1 yard.
This will be the 10th play of the drive. Penn has used over 4 minutes off the clock at this point.
Mishawaka is going to take another timeout.
Now, I have Mishawaka out of timeouts now. I had them taking one earlier, so that if they took the one previous, so they should be out of timeouts now.
Yep,
and Penn still has all 3 of theirs.
You are correct. I neglected that first timeout, so Mishawaka 0, 10, 3 timeouts remaining. Minute 50 left in the first half. I do like these timeouts taken by Keith Kinder. He would very much like to get the ball back or set up one possible final special teams play if nothing else.
Well, I think he wants to give his guys an opportunity to catch their breath as well and to try to find a way to not allow McCullough to dictate the tempo out there.
One of the things that you and I talked about before we went on air is the fact that this Penn team is deeper than this Mishawaka team, so conditioning and fatigue is going to be a factor, particularly late in this game. So Penn establishing this lead before the half is important because I think they're going to have they're going to have an advantage in the second half just with the depth on their team.
And that's one thing that Keith Kinder talked about at the beginning of the season. He said, we have to stay healthy because we don't have a lot of depth. And compared to Mishawaka, compared to Penn, Mishawaka has some guys playing on both sides of the field as well.
McCullough working out of the gun on second down and goal from the 5. Low snap. McCullough's got it. He's rolling to the near side looking to throw. Got a man. Lofts it up. Intercepted. A low throw, and it's picked off by the Caveman. Trey Thomas takes it away. It's a touchback. Bring it out to the 20. First down and 10 for the Cavemen with 1:44 remaining. McCullough trying to find the man in the back of the end zone. I believe that was Coker back there.
It was, but
Thomas ran the route through him.
He didn't. He threw it too short, and Thomas was able to use the 6'3" frame to get the ball and to intercept it. And so the Cavemen dodge a big bullet, and now a little bit of momentum. They're out of timeouts, but they've got a chance to go 80 yards. They can use the sidelines to their advantage.
1:44. It's Penn 14, Mishawaka 7. A huge turnover as Mishawaka holds Penn out of the end zone and gets the ball back with a chance for a 2-minute drill.
Sorry, Mike. We saw McCullough do that last week before halftime, and Valparaiso turned it into a touchdown.
Fisher rolls out to the far side. He's looking to throw. He delivers an absolute bullet complete over there. He's got his man on the far side. Coming up with the reception is Zach Moore, the senior split end, wearing number 88 for the Mishawaka Cavemen. Clock stops as Moore got out of bounds. That's a nice pickup of 12 yards by Moore.
And high school, the clock stops in high school to move the chains.
They will keep the clock stopped, so that was out of bounds. 1:37 on the stop clock. Mishawaka no timeouts, but first down and 10 from their own 32-yard line. Fisher back to throw, rolling to the near side. He's under pressure, makes a man miss, makes a second man miss, steps up, delivers incomplete as he was looking over to the far side for Trey Thomas, the man who came up with the interception. Tell you what, Brady Fisher has elusiveness back in that pocket. He made a couple of guys who had him dead to rights miss and stayed alive to deliver a strong throw. Incomplete, however. Second down and 10 upcoming. 89 seconds left to go until halftime.
Even though they didn't get any yardage, it was a positive play because if he would have been sacked, the clock would have ran, and Mishawaka would not have had an opportunity to stop it.
Novell Miller, the tailback. Brady Fisher comes under center. Second down and 10 from their own 32. It'll be Fisher on the keep, and Fisher is going to dive ahead for 3 yards on the play, making 4 yards on the pickup. And third down and 5 upcoming, as that's over the 35 up to the 37-yard line. 1 minute and 12 seconds, clock ticking now as Mishawaka cannot stop it. They do set up a third down and manageable third down and 5 here. Fisher gives to Miller, and there's nothing doing for Novell Miller. He's going to lose yardage on the play. Tackled for loss in the backfield. It's Tommy Powlett, the first man there for the Wild Bunch defense. That's going to bring up fourth down and 55 seconds left.
And I think Penn's going to take a timeout.
Yes, they do. Penn took a timeout. They've got 2 remaining. So the best laid plans for Keith Kinder have turned a little bit, and now he finds himself having to punt. Back over to the Penn Kingsmen with 55 seconds remaining on the clock. Penn will get it back with 2 timeouts and some time to work with. Penn 14, Mishawaka 7 with 55 seconds left to go until halftime. RSN thanks Dean's Barbecue and Restaurant for their support. They're located at 12479 Suite D at the intersection of 23 and Bittersweet and Granger. Dean's has a wide variety of food that's made fresh daily. Burgers, sandwiches, briskets, and desserts. Dean's gets their pork from Bennett Farms. More information can be found on their Facebook at Dean's Barbecue and Restaurant and on their website at deansgranger.com. We will adjust the clock to 5:06.5. Fourth down and 8. On a partly cloudy and humid evening here from Penn High School. Everwise Freed Field, the site of the renewed backyard brawl. Lucas Larson, who boomed a fantastic punt on his first punt attempt of the season earlier in this game, will try another one.
He had 49 yards his last time.
Cam Anderson, the deep man for the Guidance Wealth Special Forces. This one coming towards Anderson. He's going to let it go. It's going to check up at the 39-yard line. And that is where the Penn Kingsman Gold Rush offense will take over. They lead 14-7 over the Mishawaka Cavemen. 49.9 seconds remain till halftime. 2 timeouts in Corey Yeoman's back pocket.
29 yards, no return on that last punt.
Corey Yeoman looking for win number 200 in 21 years as the head coach of the Penn Kingsmen. Nothing to it, right, Matt? Just win 10 a year for 20 years.
Very much so. A lot of success over those years.
Congrats.
Penn has still not had a losing season since 1972.
And a great guy to catch up with every week as well. Here we go, first down and 10 from their own 39. Penn's going to run the 49-second drill. They're going to run an end around to Kellen Watson. Watson takes the handoff. Watson's into Cavemen territory with a nice 13-yard scamper on the end around. So Kellen Watson gets his first carry of the year. Watson had 3 catches for 84 yards last week. He'll also take some snaps at quarterback late in games when things have been decided for Penn. Here's McCullough. Back to throw on first down. He's under pressure. He steps up. He's looking to run, and he will get 5 yards before Trey Dunning gets to make a tackle on the Penn quarterback. Gain of 4 on the play. 25 seconds left, and Penn will stop the clock with a timeout. They have 1 timeout remaining. So second down and 6 upcoming. 25 seconds remaining. Penn will work from the Cavemen 45-yard line. Got a great halftime show for you. R.J. Cromartie will be our guest from the state champion Penn Kingsman baseball team.
Yep, 2-time state champion, already committed to the University of Notre Dame to play.
We'll also have Matty Copsey with all of your halftime stats. Lots of stuff coming up, and then, of course, the second half of action as well in the backyard brawl. Penn 14, Mishawaka 7. Corey Yeoman has 1 timeout remaining. Penn, of course, had a goal-to-go play from the 5 and the interception. Got it back to Mishawaka. They punted it away, so now Penn trying to get something done before the time expires here in the first half. McCullough back to throw. He's under heavy duress. He gets it away. It hits his tight end Cole Bennett in the hands, but Bennett is under duress from Camden Putz. Putz with a good hit, disrupting that play. Bennett unable to make the catch. It's incomplete. 3rd and 6 upcoming. 20 seconds left to go until halftime.
He was lucky to just get rid of that. You wonder here if Penn's going to try to do a safe play because you've got a timeout to work with. Maybe you're in 4-down territory anyway.
Ball between the hash marks. 2 receivers to the long far side of the field. McCullough out of the gun, works to the far side. He's throwing over there. He's got his man Elijah Coker. Coker breaks a tackle, and he will be taken out of bounds at the Caveman 35-yard line.
And he got the first down out of it.
That's Trey Thomas, the cornerback, who's had a big night already on the stop. 15 seconds now, and it'll be first down and 10, Gold Rush from the Caveman 38-yard line. Still 1 timeout remaining in Corey Yeoman's back pocket as Elijah Coker did a good job breaking that tackle and getting out of bounds. On the far hash mark, 2 receivers to the long near side of the field. That's Bardo and Watson here on the near side. McCullough back to throw. Clean pocket. He's got time. Now he steps up. He throws over the middle. A wild pass, and it's incomplete. McCullough was being upended at the waist, tumbling forward at about exactly the line of scrimmage. He threw a dart over the middle. It was into heavy coverage. Incomplete, and we have second down and 10 with 8 seconds left to go. Yeah, there are plays like that where you just hold your breath.
Very much so. 7 out of 11 now.
Bardo and Watson split to the near side. Once again, McCullough working out of the gun. 8 seconds left. From the Cavemen 38, McCullough rolls to the near side looking to throw. He's got time. He's loading it up. He's got a man deep. It's a 50-50 ball right at the goal line. Incomplete. Tayshawn Bardo could not make the grab. Good coverage there by Jack Troyer, who located the ball. That is going to do it. Time has run out. At halftime, the Penn Kingsmen lead the Mishawaka Cavemen by a score of 14-7. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we will have all of our halftime coverage. That's coming up in 2 minutes. This is Kingsman Football on 91.1 WGCS, the Globe, globeradio.org, and the Regional Radio Sports Network.
Eric Gunther and State Farm Insurance are proud to underwrite a portion of tonight's game on the Regional Radio Sports Network. Eric's office is located at 356 South Michigan Street in South Bend. Under State Farm Insurance Agency, Eric offers auto and health insurance, as well as financial services. For more information on these or other products that State Farm offers, Eric can be reached at 574-291-1597. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Taking a look at that Globe evening weather forecast. My name is Tyson. For tonight, a low of 66, mostly cloudy skies. Might clear up a little bit as we go through the night. Then for the weekend, on Saturday, a high of 80, a low of 55, sunshine all throughout the day, and pretty similar, a little bit cooler on Sunday, a high of 76, a low of 50, mostly sunny skies. Let's get back into more of that culturally progressive music on the Globe.
The Regional Radio Sports Network would like to thank Centier Bank for their financial support for tonight's broadcast of Penn Athletics. Owned by the Schrock family since 1895, Centier Bank provides a full-time line of banking options, including mobile apps. They've got locations in Lake, Porter, LaPorte, Marshall, Elkhart, and St. Joseph counties. Their website is www.centierbank.com.
Live from Beef O'Brady's in Granger, it's the Coach's Box every Thursday night at 6 on 91.1 The Globe. Hosted by Indiana Hall of Fame broadcaster Paul Condry. The Coach's Box features in-depth interviews with high school and collegiate level athletes from all around the region. Get the inside scoop from coaches and get a good look at the behind-the-scenes world of Indiana athletics. Tune into the Coach's Box, once again live every Thursday at 6 on 91.1 The Globe.
It's the Backyard Brawl here from Everwise Freed Field in beautiful Osceola, Indiana. I'm Mike Fleischman. I've got Matty Copsey with me. Tyson Miller back on the boards at WGCS The Globe. Glad you're with us for this Backyard Brawl. At halftime, it's Penn 14, Mishawaka 7. Time for our Week 2 Penn Sports Update. And as we do every week that Penn has a home game here at Everwise Freed Field, we're going to welcome in a member of the Penn athletic community. This week, it is R.J. Cromartie, third baseman for the Penn baseball team, a Notre Dame commit. And first of all, congratulations, a state championship this season, the second one that you've won in your time with the Penn baseball program. Tell me a little bit about how you felt going into the season and just how the season progressed for you.
Going into the season, we had two missing starters, Joe Trineri and Braden Schatzow, so I felt like we were a little hurt by that. But we had a lot of talent going into the season, and I knew that we were going to be good. And we had our ups and downs in the regular season, but once we got to playoffs, I knew we were just going to be unstoppable because of the team chemistry. How we interacted with each other. We just got out there, and when we were out on the field, we just went to go win.
Now, RJ, I want to kind of go back in time a little bit. Tell me how you got started with the game of baseball, and is there a coach or a mentor that kind of got you on the way to playing this game at the level you're playing it now?
It was really my dad from a young age. We just watching baseball. He'd always have it on, and what really got me into it was Derek Jeter with the Yankees. I loved watching the Yankees play, watching Derek Jeter play. And I started watching when I was about 2 or 3 years old. That's when I fell in love with the game and knew it was for me. And, it was really just my dad.
I had a chance this season because the IU South Bend Titans, whose games I called this spring, played a bunch of games at your stadium just across the street over here. And I had a chance to meet your head coach a little bit. Tell me what it's like playing for Coach Dykos, because I tell you what, he's a pleasure to talk to. Is he as much of a pleasure to play for?
Absolutely, yeah. He's a great guy. He's a legend. His knowledge of the game, how he coaches us, talks us through things, and what kind of plays he runs in big time situations. And he prepares us for those moments in practice and in the off season. And we really take pride in working hard in the off season to make sure we're ready for the season.
Tell me a bit about when into your decision to commit to Notre Dame.
So that's really been around since I was like young. My dad told me from the time I was like 10 or 11, he was like, I want you to go to Notre Dame. And at first I was like, nah, like I want to go to college, I want to go enjoy it. But, I'd say once I turned about 13 and 14, I realized like Notre Dame's a special place. It's right in my backyard. Why would I not want to be there? And from there, I really was just set on Notre Dame and making that dream come true.
Are you thinking about what you're going to major in? Do you have a favorite subject in high school?
Favorite subject right now, probably ACP microeconomics, and I plan on majoring in business finance.
Any favorite teachers that you want to shout out here tonight?
Shout out to all of them. What do we got? Mrs. Manningham, Mrs. Bulak, Mrs. Brazeau, Mrs. Austin. What do we got? Third block. Oh, Mr. Reardon, and then Coach Cates.
There we go. And one more question. And this is not about teachers, but who else do you want to shout out on the broadcast? Family, friends?
No, I just want to shout out my parents. I want to say thank you to you guys. You guys have made this all possible with everything you've done for me, and yeah.
That's RJ Cromartie, third baseman on the Penn Kingsman baseball team. Got another season coming up here. Good luck on this season. Thanks so much for coming up and visiting with us, and we're going to let you go and enjoy the second half of this backyard brawl.
All right, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. RJ Cromartie, thanks so much for coming up. Best of luck this year. Let's continue on with our Penn Sports Update. Great job, RJ. Glad to have you on the broadcast tonight. And go get him tell Coach I said hey as well. Let's continue on our Penn Sports Update here. Lots of results to give you. First in girls soccer, Penn defeats Evansville Memorial by a score of 2-0. That's the number 1 ranked defending 2A state champ, Evansville Memorial. Annika Gunther and Emily Keegan had goals for the Kingsmen. Penn also defeated Chesterton, another tough side, by a score of 2-1 on Saturday. That's 2 ranked teams in 3 games that the soccer girls squad defeated. Penn also defeated Concord by a score of 7-0. The Penn Kingsmen are now 4-0 in girls soccer. In JV girls soccer, Penn defeated South Bend Adams by a final score of 7-3. Another JV girls score. Penn defeated Chesterton 5-0. In boys soccer, Penn defeated Munster. Very good win there. Mubarak Malik got a goal with a Wes Harper assist. Andre Gomez got the PK goal as well for the Kingsmen. In boys tennis, Penn defeated Valparaiso 4-1. In singles, Chris Chen, Evan Knapp, and Noah Steisma got the victory. And in doubles, the duo of Shim and Lippert got the victory. Another boys tennis result, Penn defeats Northridge by a score of 4-1. Chen, Knapp, Steisma with the victories in singles, and Onsi and Kyle, the duo, get the win in doubles. More tennis results, Penn defeats Plymouth 4-1. Chen, Knapp are the winners in singles. Quinn Lippert and Caleb Onsi, and also Shim and Aaron Yoon are the winners in doubles there. Penn also defeats Elkhart 4-1. Chen, Knapp winners in singles. Lippert, Onsi, Shim, and Stambaugh are winners in doubles. In boys cross country, the Kingsmen swept the 11th and 12th grade and also 9th and 10th grade titles. The Penn boys junior senior team placed 5 runners in the top 10 and had individual champion Brandon Mueller as well. In girls cross country, Penn placed first in both the upperclassmen and underclassmen races. Penn junior senior team placed 5 runners in the top 11 with Mary Eubank, the individual champion. In volleyball, Penn placed 5th at the Tom Heck Invite. There's a loss to Fort Wayne Carroll, a victory over Bishop Knoll, and a victory over Munster, as well as a victory over Lawrence North in those efforts. 19 digs for Abby Lane is a standout performance. Abby Hughes with also a good performance in the game against Bishop Knoll with 12 digs in that game, and Shannon Rudge had a 12-kill game there as well. One more result for you in girls golf. Penn defeats Glenn 165-246. The Penn Kingsmen, easy for me to say, are now 8-0 in Northern Indiana Conference golf. Delaney Wade shot a 36. Scarlett Beaver shot a 42. Claire Tobin shot a 42. Jill Daniels a 46, and Lily Norris shot a 45. Today's Penn Sports Update has been brought to you by the great student journalists of Penn High School. Follow them online on Twitter at @the_pennant or at thepennant.com. Big thanks to Kurt Rollo for arranging our chat with RJ Cromartie. Great sitting down with RJ and talking with him a little bit at halftime. Our score here at halftime is Penn 14, Mishawaka 7 from Everwise Freed Field. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, Matty Compsey is going to have all of our halftime numbers, and we'll take a look at Scoreboard Central to bring you scores from around the state. Penn 14, Mishawaka 7. It's halftime here on 91.1 WGCS The Globe, globeradio.org, and the Regional Radio Sports Network.
For 30 years, the Lilliard Insurance Agency has been a proud sponsor of local sports in Michiana. Lilliard Insurance Agency is an independent insurance provider that offers its customers auto, home, business, life, and health insurance. They're located at 410 Lincoln Way West in Osceola at 17060 State Road 23 in South Bend. For more information, their phone number is 574-674-0015. That's 574-674-0015. And their website is www.realvaluein.com. Beef O'Brady's is a locally owned, family-operated restaurant designed for food and sports, featuring appetizers, wraps, pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and wings. Beef O'Brady's also broadcasts televised sporting events. The State Road 23 Granger location has carryout service and includes a party room and outside patio. More information is available on their website, beefobradys.com, or by calling 574-271-1415. Again, that's 574-271-1415. Beef O'Brady's. Good food, good sports.
Did you know there's a place right here in Michiana that provides comfort and care for families of sick or injured children? Ronald McDonald House Charities of Michiana gives families everything they need, whether it's a hot shower, a comfortable bed, or a home-cooked meal. This allows parents to truly prioritize the health and well-being of their child. Because of people in this community just like you, RMHC Michiana provides their services at zero cost to the families. Find out how you can volunteer or donate to rmhcmichiana.org.
The 2023 Indiana Football Digest is now available in select stores across the Hoosier State and is available online for order at indianafootballdigest.com. This year's digest is packed to the brim not only with stats and scores, but in-depth and detailed analysis on each Indiana High School Athletic Association team. It also features a section on Indiana collegiate football and quotes from coaches from all around the state, giving readers an inside look at Indiana high school football. The 2023 Indiana Football Digest is again available in select stores and can be purchased online at indianafootballdigest.com.
Back here live from Everwise Freed Field, halftime between Penn and Mishawaka. Penn leads Mishawaka 14-7. Let's go over to Matty Compsey for our halftime numbers.
Thanks, Mike. Mishawaka got on the board at the 10:05 mark of the opening quarter. 51-yard touchdown run by Brady Fisher capped off a three-play 59-yard drive. Lucas Larson's extra point made it 7-0. Penn answered back of their own at the 4:58 mark. Jake Bayless, a 7-yard run, capped off a 9-play 61-yard drive. Dylan DeDario's extra point made it 7-7, and then Penn at the 7:30 mark of the second quarter, a 5-yard touchdown pass from Nolan McCullough to Elijah Coker capped off a 9-play 80-yard drive. DeDario's extra point made it 14-7. That's where we stand here at the half. In the opening half here, 6 first downs for Mishawaka, 13 for Penn. Penn had 2 penalties for 15 yards. Mishawaka 6 penalties for 45 yards. Penn did not punt in the opening half. Mishawaka had 2 punts for an average of 39 yards. Taking a look at some individual numbers. Brady Fisher was 2 out of 4 for 34 yards. Catching the ball were, get it right here real quick, Ethan Bryce had 1 catch for 22 yards, and Zach Moore 1 catch for 12 yards. Rushing the football in the opening half, Brady Fisher, 5 carries for 57 yards and a touchdown. You also had Novell Miller with 11 carries for 29 yards, and then Ethan Bryce with 3 carries for 14 yards. Opening half, 100 yards on the ground, 34 through the air, 134 total yards for Mishawaka. Mishawaka was also 2 of 5 on third down conversions. For the Penn Kingsmen, Nolan McCullough was 7 out of 12 with 1 touchdown and 1 interception for 70 yards. Catching the ball, you had Tayshawn Bardo, 1 catch for 14 yards. Cole Bennett, 1 catch for 7 yards. You had Kellen Watson, 1 catch for 16 yards. And then Elijah Coker, 4 catches for 23 yards and a touchdown. Running the football in that opening half, Kellen Watson, 1 carry for 12 yards. Nolan McCullough, 9 carries for 50 yards. And Jake Bayless, 12 carries for 75 yards and 1 touchdown. Penn, 137 on the ground, 70 through the air, a total of 207 total yards. Penn also was 6 for 6 on third down conversions. Penn's going to get the ball here to start the second half. They lead it here 14-7.
Let's take a look at some of our scores coming in from Fred Maxey and Scoreboard Central. Culver Academy and Mishawaka Marion are tied at 7. That game's in the second quarter. Northridge, the Raiders lead the Elkhart Lions 21-14. That game is in the second quarter. Goshen and New Prairie are tied over at Amzie Miller Field, 7-all in the second quarter. Triton and LaVille are knotted up at 13 apiece in the second quarter. North Judson leads Caston by a score of 12-0 in the first quarter. And West Noble is up by 1 on Wawasee, 7-6 at halftime. More numbers coming in. We've got Hanover Central 7-0 over Hammond Morton in the early going. And Maryville leads Hobart 7-0 in the first quarter on Paul Condry's WeFM game tonight. One more score just coming in. LaPorte 7, Lowell 0 in the early going. We have just about a minute or two left to go until we begin the second half here. Of course, coming up next week, we've got a little bit of a road trip that we're going to take. I'm going to head on down to Indianapolis from the Chicagoland area. Maddie's going to hop on the bus here. We're going to have the three-man crew coming to you from Arlington Field in Indianapolis, where the Penn Kingsmen will take on Indianapolis Cathedral. That has been a tough game for the Kingsmen over the last 3 years that they played. Another chance for the Kingsmen to measure themselves versus one of the premier teams, not just in the state but in the region.
I thought Penn held their own last year. Actually led at the half, and then the second half things Danny O'Neill kind of took over, and Danny O'Neill, who's headed to Colorado, has been doing that since he was a sophomore. So he's been quite the quarterback there.
We have a little bit of a connection with the O'Neills. We've met his dad Mike when Cathedral was in town here.
Played for Coach Giesman back
indeed.
in the day, so a little bit of a Penn connection there, as you mentioned. And the thing about it is that's going to be another great measuring stick for this Penn team to see how they're going to shape up as the season goes on.
And I tell you what, Danny O'Neill, they put a lot of accolades on him, Matty, but he deserves all of them. Some of these quarterbacks that are, down in the southern half of the state, you hear about them a little bit, but you don't get to see them. I've got a chance to see O'Neill, and, you look at him, and at first you're like, is this guy a little slight to play quarterback? Is he a little bit too lanky? Is he tough enough for the position? Then you see him actually command the team and make the throws and have the awareness in the pocket, and then be willing to run as well and be a tough player. It's all there for O'Neill, and I hope he goes many, many places with this game.
And that's the one thing that he added as the season went on last year was the ability to run the ball, and he used his length to his ability. And last week he only threw for 99 yards, but he ran pretty well too. So that's one thing that he's going to add to the ball game. As they lost a couple of great receivers, they lost to Jerron Tibbs that's headed to Purdue, and then I remember they lost the Ayers kid as well. I think he was headed to Indianapolis or Butler or one of those games, So the one thing about it, Cathedral's going to come ready to play. And it's one thing next week, it's going to be one of the rare times we're going to see a game taking place on a grass field.
Yeah, one of the rare occasions, of course. We'll be at we have some grass games this year for
we'll
sure.
Be at Marion.
We're at Marion and we're at Amzie
Miller Field.
So this is a grass season right here.
That's right.
Grass games for the Kingsmen this year. One injury note for the Penn Kingsmen: Trayton Caggiano had to be helped off the field earlier. Caggiano has both shoes back on, and he led the team out of the midfield huddle. So it looks like Caggiano, at least for the eye test, might be good to go for the second half. We'll see if the trainers and the Kingsman coaching staff elect to put him in, but it does look like he's moving well under his own power.
Well,
Penn will get the ball to begin the second half here. And tell you, Matt, we talked a bit about fatigue maybe becoming a factor for the Mishawaka Cavemen. I think Mishawaka's got to they need to do exactly what Coach Kinder thought they need to do, which is get a takeaway, get one or two stops on defense, and then be efficient. They've been able to move the ball, but it's scoring the ball that's been the trouble.
Exactly, and that's the one thing that they really got to find a way to do here, and that's try to stop Penn. They want to try to not allow them. Penn wound up having 4 possessions in the first half. They scored twice, threw an interception, and then the last one, the first half ended. So I think they'd really like to try to get 10 3 and out, or limit them to a number of plays and get them to kick the ball away.
And Mishawaka, they've narrowly avoided a couple of turnovers with the ball coming loose. They fumbled a couple of times, but recovered it both times. It's an onside kick to begin the second half. The ball is free. The ball is out of bounds over on the far side, and a legal procedure penalty will give the Kingsmen the ball. I tell you what, the up man for the Kingsmen decided not to make a play on it, and instead the Kingsmen blocked away the potential Mishawaka returners and let it go out of bounds.
Once it goes 10 yards, it's a live ball.
Yep.
So
now, that was a live ball for about 5 yards, but Mishawaka could not get there, and it rolls out of bounds.
Well, the fact that it went out of bounds without being touched, Penn's going to get the ball at the 35, I think.
So the ball was kicked out of bounds without being touched. And it looks like they're going to spot it where it went out of bounds.
So that
at
must
the
be
41.
So that must be a new one, because it used to be if it went out of bounds, it would go to the 35.
Kingsmen 1st and 10 from their own 41. Nolan McCullough back at the controls, ball on the far hash mark. 3 receivers to the long near side of the field, 1st down and 10. The give is up the middle to Bayless. Bayless trying to pick his way through the interior of the defense. Bayless gets a gain of about 5 yards on 1st down. Xavier Juarez in on the tackle for the Mishawaka Cavemen. 2nd down and 5 upcoming from the Penn 46. 11:35 left to go here in the third quarter. Penn with the opening possession of the second half. 14-7 Penn over Mishawaka. 2 receivers to the long near side, 1 to the far. McCullough working out of the gun, as he will on pretty much every play. Man in motion is Watson. They fake the jet sweep to him. It's McCullough straight up the middle. He breaks it. He accelerates. 30, 20, 10. Touchdown.
We saw him do that last week right away in the Valpo game on that second half. And once again, he did the same thing, and Mishawaka unaware of this time.
That is a great time to run that jet sweep look for the second time. You saw Kellen Watson get a carry, and he picked up 16 yards on the jet sweep. They fake it to him. McCullough keeps between the hash marks, accelerates, bends it to the far sideline, and he is gone. Nolan McCullough takes it in for the touchdown. He's got a throwing and a rushing touchdown in this game. It's 20-0 Penn as we await the Guidance Wealth Special Forces extra point attempt. Build, protect, prosper on the web at guidancewealth.com.
2 plays, 51 seconds.
Nothing to it.
Kingsmen go 59 yards.
And McCullough, was that a 52-yard run for him?
54.
54. So we have Brady Fisher with a 51-yard touchdown run. McCullough says, I can do you one better.
Well, McCullough over 100 yards now, 10 carries for 104 yards.
So with 11:09 on the clock in the third quarter, we have an injury timeout as one of the Mishawaka Cavemen was unable to make his way off the field under his own power. Matt, go ahead and throw me that McDonald Physical Therapy read, as that's one of them I've got here. There we are. McDonald Physical Therapy and Sports Rehabilitation Center. They have 2 locations at 1005 Hickory Road in South Bend and on the campus of Notre Dame. They've been treating the coaches and athletes from area high schools as well as the universities of Notre Dame, Bethel, Indiana, and Holy Cross College for 33 years. They have worked with professional athletes with PFR muscle training, anti-gravity treadmill, ASTIM, HydroWorks. They have a 14,000 square foot work facility. There's no need for a referral from a doctor. Feel free to call McDonald Physical Therapy and Sports Rehab Center's phone number. That's 574-233-5754. Someone will answer all calls within 2 rings. The website is mcdonaldpt.com. Mishawaka player being helped slowly off to the sideline. Wearing number 51, the injured man is Matthew Willis, the senior offensive lineman.
That's a tough blow for the cavemen because Willis just been kind of counted on both sides of the field.
So 11:09 remaining. Dylan D'Addario is 2 for 2 on extra point attempts today. Austin IHSAA will be the holder. The special forces all ready. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Good long snap back that time from Brody Brown into the hold of Austin IHSAA. And the kick by Dario is up and good, 21-7 in favor of the Penn Kingsmen here with 11:09 remaining in the third quarter. So Penn gets the ball and is able to do exactly what they need to do as Nolan McCullough punches it in his fourth rushing touchdown of the year.
And I do not fault Mishawaka for doing the onside kick. I think they were trying to catch Penn off guard and get a break. Unfortunately, the ball went out of bounds, and it gave Penn good field position. They made a nice stop on the first play, and then Nolan McCullough was able to go down the field with what he's done so far this season, make big plays.
And they did catch Penn a little bit off guard with that onside kick. It's just the ball happened to take a bad bounce. We've seen the bouncing ball help Mishawaka a couple of times tonight, but that time it took a little right turn at Albuquerque and got on out of there.
Unfortunately, but now this is a big possession for Mishawaka. They've got to find a way to establish some momentum offensively, and if anything, try to maybe come away with some points, because if you go 3 and out or give Penn the ball back, Penn's going to start grounding it down their throat.
Yeah, this Mishawaka offense, they have enough skill. A two-possession game doesn't mean they're out of it yet, but if we start getting into the fourth quarter with a two-possession game, it becomes difficult for a team that moves at their pace to get back.
And Fisher's shown that he can throw the ball with effectiveness. I think now would be the time to try to mix something in wait until later on when you're forced to.
Dario kicks it off. Newsom fields it at the 2. Newsom working on the far side. He's got a lane. Newsom's got a good return. He's across the 30 and has scored it out of bounds there by the Guidance Wealth Special Forces. Brady Newsom showing some good vision and decision-making as a kick returner here today. Be good field position for the Mishawaka Cavemen as they start first down and 10 from their own 31. Penn 21, Mishawaka 7, 11:03 remaining in the third quarter. Boone Grove 18, South Bend Clay nothing. That one's in the second quarter. Ben Davis 21, Avon nothing. Also in the second quarter. Columbia City is enjoying their time tonight against Plymouth. It's 35-0 at halftime.
Plymouth snapped their 21-game losing streak a week ago by beating Calumet.
So here we go. Brady Fisher is going to give to the up man, Novell Miller, on their first play from scrimmage here in the second half. And Novell Miller does what he does and pushes everyone ahead for about 4 yards. Tommy Powlis will make the stop. Ball's up at the 35-yard line. Second down upcoming for Mishawaka.
Miller now 12 carries for 33 yards.
Brady Fisher working under center. Novell Miller, the man behind him. Fisher will keep now the pitch out to the far side. The man trying to turn the corner is Caden Smith, the halfback. Smith getting his first rush of the day. They've tried to pitch it out to him before, but he managed to just fall on the ball. But this time, turns it upfield for a brief gain, and he's going to pick up first down yardage.
Actually, if I remember, Caden Smith was the one that carried the ball when they fumbled.
Yep.
And then it got called for the illegal motion before the play blew the play dead.
Caden Smith gets the ball up across the 40 to the 42-yard line. That's a Mishawaka Caveman first down. Ball on the far hash mark. Everyone tight to the formation for the Cavemen. Senior quarterback Brady Fisher. Hands to Novell Miller, and this is going to be a big-time tackle for loss. As the Kingsmen were in the backfield, Vinny Freeman, the sophomore, coming up in run support. Tackle for loss for the Wild Bunch defense. Second down and 12 upcoming.
Yeah, Freeman did a great job of reading that play and knocked him back.
10 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Penn 21, Mishawaka 7. Second down and 12 after the loss of 2 on the first down. Give to Miller. Fisher working with the tight formation once again. Fisher keeps. Fisher following the lead block of the motion man, Ethan Bryce. And he's going to get the lost yardage back and then about 4 more. As Fisher gets 6 on the second down carry. Second down and 6 upcoming as he moves the ball up to the Cavemen 47-yard line.
Big third down play here for the Cavemen. Mishawaka 2 for 5 tonight on third down.
Tight formation once again for Brady Fisher. Smith, the halfback on the near side. Miller, the tailback. The give is to, no, it's a sweep off the far side. The fake was to Novell Miller. Caden Smith takes it around the corner, and Smith is going to get first down yardage, an important third down conversion for the Mishawaka Cavemen. As they're into Kingsman territory, first down and 10 from the Kingsman 46-yard line.
Caden Smith, 2 carries, 2 first downs.
So Caden Smith getting involved in the offense here in the second half.
2 carries, 14 yards.
Senior quarterback Brady Fisher, once again working with a tight formation, one boundary receiver on the short far side. Man in motion, and the give is to the up back Novell Miller. And Miller is going to
Fisher actually
dive
kept
ahead.
the ball.
Indeed, he did. Jackson Griffith will make the stop, so Brady Fisher with the dive up the middle. 3 yards on first down carry, 2nd and 7 upcoming. Ball on the Kingsman 42-yard line. Great crowd here tonight. Capacity crowd on the home side. Near capacity on the visitor side. Fantastic night for it as the temperature is cooling down here in the second half of action. Fisher will keep, and this time he's going to get caught in the backfield, stood up by Rylan Frazier. No time like the present to go over our Zolman Tire starting lineups for the second half. It's Willis, Went, Rodriguez, Williams, and Brooks on the line for the Mishawaka Cavemen. Fisher, the quarterback, with Bryce and Smith, the halfbacks. Miller, the tailback, and Thomas and Cannon are your split ends. It's Frazier, Phillips, Witten, and Lynch, the front four for the Wild Bunch, with Brown, Griffith, and Powless, the linebackers. Horner, Bauer, Freeman, and Bonner are in the secondary. 3rd down and 4 upcoming after the 2-yard gain. It'll be a give to Novell Miller, and Miller wills himself to first down yardage. Miller took a man 4 yards after the initial contact. He's inside the 35, and that's good for a Caveman first down. That is tough running.
Mishawaka 2 for 2 now on third down conversions here in this second half.
Methodical work being done by the Mishawaka Cavemen as they trail by 14.
Nice play of the drive coming up.
Those starting lineups are brought to us by Zolman Tire. Bud Zolman began working the tire and automotive service industry in 1963. They founded Zolman Tire in 1978 under the leadership of their son Nate. Zolman's Best One Tire and Auto has 8 retail locations and 3 fleet locations. Zolman Tire is still going strong for 3 generations. A give to Novell Miller up the middle for Mishawaka on first down and 10. I tell you what, Novell Miller is just getting stronger as the second half gets deeper here. He is driving people forward. 5-yard gain on the first down dive.
Very much so, moving the pile forward.
Inside the 30 down to the Kingsman 29-yard line goes Miller. Brady Fisher under center. Novell Miller is the tailback. Fisher back to throw. Fisher loading it up, looking to the far side, and it's intercepted. It's taken away by Vince Horner. He's got a big return on. He's to midfield, and Brady Fisher makes a huge tackle as he reaches the 40-yard line. Fisher had all day, loaded it up over the middle, and stepping underneath it was Vince Horner to make the pick.
And Vince Horner, who initially came up with the fumble earlier in the ball game, now picks up the interception, and that is a big. It looks like we got a player down near midfield.
Looks like one of the big guys for the Mishawaka Cavemen.
And that's a big punch in the gut for Mishawaka because they had a nice drive going there. I like the idea of throwing the ball, but when you're not used to doing that much, sometimes Penn did not bite that time.
And when you look at Brady Fisher, you definitely like the arm strength that is there. He's able to drive the ball over the middle. But much like Nolan McCulley, just did not see the man stepping underneath that route. And when you wait that long, especially in high school, you're not asking your quarterback to make like 2 or 3 reads downfield. He's typically looking at one guy.
Exactly.
And when you're waiting and waiting, that third second that you wait is typically the second where the defense gets there.
And Horner's a veteran guy out there, so he's able to read that.
Yeah, Vince Horner had a good season playing last year, and already has an interception this season in the game against Valparaiso in week number 1. Vince Horner had 2 interceptions last year as a junior, so he's already matched his interception total from last year.
Regional Radio Sports Network at 91.1 FM Globe want to thank Clover Machinery Movers, 3521 North Home Street in Mishawaka, for underwriting a portion of tonight's game. Serving the industry since 1948, Clover Machinery Movers is fully equipped and insured for machinery moving, rigging, and hauling. They can move one machine or relocate an entire plant. They also offer their customers heated storage facilities. Their phone number is 574-255-3195, and they are on the web at clovermachinerymovers.com.
So the big return is erased on a penalty against Penn, a holding penalty. Brings the ball back 10 yards from the spot. So the ball is inside the 20 of the Cavemen at the Cavemen 19-yard line. That's where Penn takes over first down and 10 off the Vince Horner interception. 3 receivers to the long near side. Nolan McCullough working at quarterback. 6:08 left in the third. Penn 21, Mishawaka 7. A little screen pass out to the near side. Coker makes the grab. Coker trying to drive his way through 4 would-be tacklers. He's going to get 3 yards on the play. A flag is down. So we'll wait to see what that's all about. Right now it's a quick pitch and catch gain of 3.
Looks like it might be a hold on Penn. Maybe not.
It will be a hold against the Penn Kingsmen.
So that'll be from the spot of the foul. 10 yards.
Holding penalties on 2 consecutive plays, and Penn, instead of having the ball on the Caveman side of the field, is now back in the shadow of their own goalpost. So as we have all night, we wait for the spot to be made of the ball.
Well, it looks like they're going to spot it
inside the 15 at the 14-yard line.
14. So it'll be 1st and 15.
Clock starts again, 5:54 remaining in the third quarter. Penn trying to get a drive started off the interception of Brady Fisher by Vince Horner. Each quarterback has thrown a pick in the game now. McCullough gives to Kellen Watson on the end around. Watson gets a block. Watson up across the 20 on the near side where he's upended by Jackson Snyder. Good gain of about 3 yards. Give him 4 for Kellen Watson.
A little interesting here that we're seeing Kellen Watson instead of Jake Bayless.
Yeah, this has been the end-around look. We've seen them give it to Watson twice and had McCullough fake once. Bayless still the tailback in the backfield.
Oh, okay. They're running the 2-back set then.
Yeah, Watson has been lining up in the slot formation, then coming in motion in the backfield. They do it again. This time he comes from far to near, and it's a give to Bayless. Bayless runs into the waiting arms of Carmine Orozco, who says, "You're not going anywhere." And there'll be a gain of 1. 3rd down and 6 upcoming. Good play by the big junior Carmine Orozco, 6'4", 275. 2 tackles for loss last week in Mishawaka's big 44-12 win against the Marion Knights. Maryville is running away from Hobart, Matty. It's 21-0.
Ooh.
Pirates over the Brickies. That's in the second quarter. 3rd down and 6 for the Kingsman Gold Rush offense from their own 23-yard line. McCullough takes the snap. He rolls out near side looking to throw. He's under pressure, throwing along the sideline. He finds Watson. Did he make the catch in bounds? No. Incomplete. Watson could not get 2 feet in bounds. So it's 4th down and 6, and the Kingsmen will send out Austin Isall and the punting unit.
First 3rd down conversion Penn has missed. They were 6 for 6 in the opening half.
Isall will wait for the snap back at his own 9-yard line, and it'll be Jack Troyer standing back at his own 49-yard line.
So the Caveman defense comes up big and stops Penn.
Good snap back to IHSAA. High punt. Deep and very good. The Cavemen have to let it go. It takes a Penn bounce over to the far sideline, and that's going to be down somewhere around the 22-yard line. The Guidance Well Special Forces comes up with a great play, flipping the field. Austin Isol, a huge punt for the Penn Kingsmen. 52 yards, no return. I'm going to tell you right now about our Flags International second half weather report. Is actually, by my thermometer, it gotten a little bit warmer. We're about 75 degrees at game time. It's now 77 outside as the wind has died down a little bit. Our game report brought to us by Flags International. They have Penn Kingsman flags along different kinds of American and international flags. Tell you more about them after Fisher pitches out to the wingman here on the near side, Ethan Bryce. Bryce gets a good run on first down. That's good enough for a first down as he's out to the 39-yard line. 12 yards on first down. Taylor Bauer makes the stop. Flags International also does flagpole installations. Their website is flagsinternational.com. And they're at 10845 McKinley Highway in Osceola. The phone number toll-free 800-627-3524. First down and 10 for the Cavemen from their own 39-yard line after the nice run by Ethan Bryce. Bryce had just 3 carries for 16 yards last week. Here's a give to the up man, Novell Miller. And Miller once again bouncing around the interior of that line. He'll get a gain of a couple. Trayton Caggiano, one of the first guys in there for the Wild Bunch to make the stop. Gain of 3 on the run by Miller. Second down and 7 upcoming. All on their own 42-yard line.
This is another one of these possessions. Mishawaka was able to use some time consuming the last time, but the interception did it. They got to keep moving and try to find some points because we're late in the third quarter.
Under 3 minutes to go in the third. Fisher under center with Miller, the tailback. Man in motion comes behind Miller. The give is to Novell Miller, and he's going to smash his way forward for another 3 yards. Going to bring up third down and very manageable for the Cavemen as Miller's out across the 45 to the 46. And now it looks like Miller might be the man slow to get up. Looks like Miller, looks like a muscle cramp for Miller. Trainers will hurry on out to give him a hand.
Might have some cramps starting to set in here. A's Event Rentals offers rental items for reunions, including tents, tables, and chairs for upcoming events. The A's showroom is located at 805 West Edison Road in Mishawaka. Their phone number is 574-256-1110, and they're on the web at aisrental.com. That's aisrental.com. A's is always at your service.
All of us here at the Regional Radio Sports Network want to thank Cubit Networks for their support of high school and college athletics. Since 1986, Cubit is focused on providing a quality experience to their customers. Cubit takes computer security seriously, and they have the necessary tools to keep your digital assets and environment safe. Cubit Networks is located at 103 Polk Street in LaPorte. Their phone number is 219-369-4357. Cubit Networks, moving and storing data fast and safe. Novell Miller is still down on the turf as they work to stretch out the right leg, so we'll continue taking a moment here. Once again, coming up next week for the Mishawaka Cavemen. This should be a good one as they're going to be at Northridge next Friday. Meanwhile, the Kingsmen are heading down south to take on Indy Cathedral.
That's a good sign that he's up. Walking off on his own power, a little limp there, though. Get some fluids in him.
I tell you, there hasn't been a different guy in the backfield in the tailback spot other than Novell Miller all game for Keith Kinder and company. Jackson Snyder is listed as the next tailback on the depth chart, and it will be number 26. Jackson Snyder coming in with Brady Fisher in the offense. Snyder also a big-time playmaker on the defensive side of the ball, and we'll see how they use him here in the offense. Third down and 3, a very important play late in the third quarter for the Mishawaka Cavemen as they are looking for their own 49-yard line for the first down. Fisher under center. Fisher the give is to Snyder. Snyder's got the first down and the ball's out. Did Fisher pick it back up? It looked like Snyder had the first down. The ball came out.
So it's going to come back.
So they spot the ball a yard and a half shy of the first down at the 47, so 4th down and 2. One minute and 45 seconds remain as the clock moves here in the third quarter. 21-7. Penn over Mishawaka in the 65th ever backyard brawl. 4th down attempt here. Fisher keeps, goes off tackle and gets the first down as he surges into Kingsman territory, all the way up inside up to the 45-yard line. Good tough running by Brady Fisher to keep the sticks moving for the Mishawaka Cavemen. They keep hope alive here, down by 14 with time running out in the third.
And with Novell Miller being out of there, Mike, you wonder if you're going to see a lot more Brady Fisher carrying the football now.
Jackson Snyder remains the tailback in the wing option offense. They will give to Snyder, and Snyder lost the ball, or he barely held on to it. The ball was coming out as Snyder was going down to the turf. He managed to secure it. It's no gain on the play by Jackson Snyder. 2nd down and 10 upcoming. 45 seconds remain here in the third quarter. And you can see right away, the chemistry between Miller and Fisher was evident immediately. Right. And you go to the backup, and Jackson Snyder, an accomplished football player, and certainly a guy you have to worry about in his own right. But right now, he just doesn't have the reps with this first team. Fisher back to throw, works over to the far side, looking for his man, and that is complete. Trey Thomas, who is having a good game for the Cavemen, already has an interception, makes the grab. And that'll be a pickup of 6 yards, 3rd down and 3 upcoming. All inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line on the far hash mark. And that is going to do it for the third quarter. So we play 12 minutes in the second half. Neither team. Beg your pardon. Penn finds the end zone once in the third quarter. It's now 21-7 Penn over the Mishawaka Cavemen. We'll take a 60-second timeout for me to collect my notes, catch my breath. We'll come on back, tell you all about the fourth quarter after this on 91.1 WGCS The Globe and the Regional Radio Sports Network.
The Regional Radio Sports Network would like to thank Centier Bank for their financial support for tonight's broadcast of Penn Athletics. Owned by the Schrock family since 1895, Centier Bank provides a full-time line of banking options, including mobile apps. They've got locations in Lake, Porter, LaPorte, Marshall, Elkhart, and St. Joseph counties. Their website is www.centierbank.com.
Taking a look at that Globe evening weather forecast. My name is Tyson. For tonight, a low of 66, mostly cloudy skies. Might clear up a little bit as we go through the night. Then for the weekend, on Saturday, a high of 80, a low of 55, sunshine all throughout the day, and pretty similar, a little bit cooler on Sunday, a high of 76, a low of 50, mostly sunny skies. Let's get back into more of that culturally progressive music on the Globe.
Fourth quarter begins now here from Everwise Freed Field in beautiful Osceola, Indiana. I'm Mike Fleischman. That's Matty Copsey. Tyson Miller back on the boards at WGCS. We're glad you're with us for the backyard brawl. Fourth quarter begins with Penn leading Mishawaka 21-7. Mishawaka has the ball, 3rd down and 3 from the Kingsman 38-yard line. It's a pitch out to the man, and it's a fumble. Caden Smith couldn't get it, and it's scooped up by Taylor Bauer. Mishawaka has had a hard time executing those pitches out to the boundary today. They nearly fumbled once trying to pitch it out to Smith. They do fumble this time, trying to pitch it out to Smith. This time, Taylor Bauer is there to collect the advantageous Penn bounce of the ball, and the Kingsmen take over 1st down and 10 from their own 45-yard line with 11:53 remaining to go in the game. That could be decisive right there, Matt.
That's another punch in the gut for that Mishawaka team. They were moving the football. They're now 4 for 9 on 3rd down conversions.
Nolan McCullough will lead the first team offense down up 21-7. 1st down and 10 from their own 45. McCullough will work out of the gun. The give is to Bayless. Bayless makes one man miss, cuts it back, dancing between the hash marks. A shoestring tackle is made by Xavier Juarez. Good job by Juarez reacting and coming back to that play after Bayless made a miss. Let's take a look at the Zolman Tire starting lineups for the second half. Penn Kingsman, the offensive line right to left, Deal, Connery, Jones, Shramsky, and Freitag. McCullough, the quarterback, with Bayless the tailback. Watson and IHSAA, the boundary receivers. Coker, the split end, and Bennett, the tight end. Second down and 5 after the 5-yard carry by Bayless. Ball right at midfield. 3 receivers to the long far side of the field. High snap, gets away from McCullough. McCullough's going to pick it up and fall on it. That'll be a loss of a whole bunch all the way back inside the 35-yard line. No, they're going to spot it at the 36. So second down and 5 becomes third down
19.
And a long car ride.
That's a tough play because
yeah, that snap all the way over McCullough's head. Great reaction by McCullough. And then the absolute right decision to just fall on it right there. Not trying to make something out of the situation. Just accept what's happened and move on to the next down. Third down and 1,000,000. McCullough rolling to the near side, looking to throw. He's got a man, Watson, and the catch is made but out of bounds and complete. Watson came down with it, but both feet on the white out of bounds marker on the near sideline. That'll bring up fourth down and 19. And here comes Austin IHSAA in the punting unit. So Penn will have to go 3 and out after the takeaway. Taylor Bauer recovering the fumble.
that was just the 10th play Penn has run in the second half. Mishawaka has held the ball for the majority of the second half and have nothing to show for it so far.
10:28 remaining in the fourth quarter. IHSAA standing back at his own 22. Low snap to IHSAA. He's got it. IHSAA drills a punt. That's going to take a good Penn bounce inside the 30, inside the 25, all the way down to the 22-yard line. So you've seen both flavors from Austin IHSAA, the high hanging punt, and now the end-over-end line drive, both effective. No return on either of them, and the Mishawaka Cavemen will take over on offense. First down and 10 from their own 22. Penn 21, Mishawaka 7. 10:18 left to play in the fourth.
40-yard punt, no return.
IHSAA had 2 punts last week for an average of 31 and change. And this week he has gotten off a couple of good ones. Wheeler and KV are tied with 3 minutes left to go in the second. No, I take that back. I can't read. Wheeler leads KV 14-12 with 3 minutes to go in the second. Words on a page right in front of me, challenging the old play-by-play guy today. First down and 10 for the Mishawaka Cavemen.
Looks like they brought a new play in from the sidelines.
Novell Miller returns at the tailback position, and they're going to give it to Novell Miller, and Miller is going to smash his way ahead. If Miller is any worse for wear, he doesn't seem it.
Oh, good to see him back in the ball game.
Yeah, we've seen Miller return. Also saw Trayton Caggiano make a play on defense on the last Penn defensive series. So good to see both of those guys who had to go out for a while be able to come back in and make plays for their respective sides. He had a 4 on the first down rumble by Miller. Second down and 6 upcoming for the Cavemen offense from their own 26. Fisher under center. Fisher keeps it, works off tackle. Fisher gets a good block out there from his left tackle, Aiden Brooks, and rumbles for first down yardage across the 30 to the 32.
At first I thought we had another player down, but he's back up.
Lynch on the tackle for the Wild Bunch defense.
6th first down for Mishawaka here in the second half.
Whole different ball game if the Mishawaka Cavemen are able to get it in the end zone on this drive. 9:15 left to play in the fourth quarter. Each coach has all 3 timeouts remaining. Fisher comes under center with Miller, the tailback. Will be a keeper for Fisher. Fisher gets about 3 yards before he's hit and stopped on the far side of the formation by Tommy Paulus. Paulus had 5 tackles last week in the win against Valparaiso. Tommy's older brother. Ronnie, of course, the Kingsman quarterback. But Tommy Paulus, the defensive-minded of the Paulus youngsters. Of course, Ronnie Paulus going to school over at Notre Dame.
Yep. He's in Ireland right now with the rest of the. I think that's going to be a
this
false
play will
start.
this play will not happen.
Could be a dead ball, false start.
And we've seen the Cavemen just have some execution problems in this game. They had 45 yards of penalties in the first half, and this one has come up a couple of times. They want to move a couple of guys before the snap, but you can only have one guy moving when the ball is actually snapped, so just a few timing problems.
7 penalties for 50 yards now for Mishawaka.
So a good first down gain is erased, and now you're looking at 2nd down and 10. Cavemen have the ball at their own 33-yard line. Clock continuing to tick now, 8:12 remaining in the game. 10 seconds on the play clock. Brady Fisher was looking over to the sidelines, making sure everyone's got the play. 5 seconds now. Fisher comes under center, man in motion. Fisher back to throw. Fisher loading it up over the middle, too strong and incomplete. Wanted to get his man Brady Newsome involved with the offense, but too high on the throw from Fisher. 3rd down and 10 upcoming.
4 out of 9 third down conversions for Mishawaka. And Mike, you wonder with under 8 minutes to go if this is 4-down territory for Mishawaka.
I think it has to be. I think you try and get about half of it back right here, and then see if your man Miller can get it done maybe for the 4th down conversion. Fisher under center. Fisher runs the reverse. They've got room on the far side with Newsome. Newsome's got a 1st down. Newsome trying to pick his way into Kingsman territory. Nice carry by Brady Newsome as they do get him involved this time. They tried to complete to him over the middle, couldn't manage it, so they give him the ball on a little reverse. Good play design right there. Newsome finds his way forward. So that's into Kingsman territory at the Penn 49. Newsome pushed out of bounds, so the clock stops at 7:48 left to play. Penn 21, Mishawaka 7. Now the keeper by Fisher. Fisher is walloped at the line of scrimmage. Tries to keep himself moving forward with a spin move, but to no avail as Vinny Freeman comes up to make the stop. Vinny Freeman had 11 tackles from his safety position last week. He is really good in run support. Sophomore, but 5'11", 190.
Good instincts.
Anytime you see a sophomore listed as a first stringer on any Kingsman unit, you know that they're turning heads. Gain of 2 by Brady Fisher on the 1st down carry. Ball on the Kingsman 47. Fisher back to throw. He's under pressure, loading it up over the middle. Too high, incomplete. Off the hands of Caden Smith. Smith tried to go up and high point it. He got fingertips on it, but couldn't bring it down. Clock will stop at 7:06 on the incompletion. 3rd down and 8 from the Kingsman 47 is upcoming for Mishawaka.
Another year in 4-down territory against. You got 2 plays to get 8 yards.
They didn't need those 2 plays last time as they got it on the first one with the little gadget play to Newsome. Let's see what they do here. 3rd down and 8 from the Penn 47. Quick snap by Fisher. He's rolling out, looking to throw. Flag flies. Pass is incomplete, too low for the intended receiver, Trey Thomas. And a holding penalty against the Mishawaka Cavemen. So if you're Corey Yeoman and you decline it, you have 4th down.
I would take the penalty and force them back at this point, because then it would be...
Yep, make it further for them to go. I agree.
It would be 3rd and 18. They'd have to get 18 yards in 2 plays instead of 8 yards in 1 play.
Corey Yeoman has elected to take the loss of down, and it'll be 4th down and 8. So here we go. 7 minutes exactly on the clock. Mishawaka has the ball at the Kingsman 47-yard line. 4th down and 8. You need the 39 for the 1st down. Fisher under center. Novell Miller is the tailback. Fisher back to throw. Fisher loading it up to the near side. It's underthrown and intercepted. It's Vince Horner. He breaks a tackle. Horner, the 30, the 20, the 10. Pick six. Touchdown, Penn.
Got a Mishawaka player down here around the 40-yard line. It's going to be, I think, around 62 yards with the return.
And we have a penalty flag that flew at the goal line after the play had been completed. So we've got some stuff to sort out here. But right now, Vince Horner is the man of the hour.
Second interception of the night.
You could see it coming all the way. Horner just drove on that ball. And we've talked about it, Matt. You wait that third second, and you are in trouble. And now the white hat is going to come over and explain to Corey Yeoman.
I wonder if it's going to be an unsportsmanlike penalty on Penn for a celebration. I think it's going to be, they'll assess it on the kickoff.
Yep, that is an unsportsmanlike celebration penalty on Penn.
I had a 62-yard return for the touchdown. I didn't hear an official from Dwayne Lewandowski, so
Vince Horner, 62 yards, the pick six, 27-7 in favor of the Kingsmen. 6:48 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Dylan DeDario on to attempt the extra point. High snap, good hold by IHSAA. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 28-7. Kingsmen lead the Cavemen here in the backyard brawl. So Vince Horner, the pick six, 62 yards.
Actually, I got official 64 yards with the return.
Even better, 64-yard pick six by Vince Horner.
That's not bad for catching that's not bad being a couple yards off, because I was kind of shielded with the play over here, but.
Oh, I could have rolled a D100. Any number that comes up would have been my guess. 6:48 remaining in regulation. Kingsmen in control now, 28-7. Mishawaka is going to get the ball back on offense. We've been waiting for the Kingsmen to get a first down here in the second half, Matt, to thank our first down sponsor, Dean Brown State Farm Insurance. They're at 51099 Bittersweet Road, Suite J in Granger. And their phone number is 574-277-2300. The Kingsmen, for the Kingsmen, offensive first downs have been in short supply here in the second half.
One. They've only run.
And it was a touchdown.
They have only run 10 plays. The defense has scored as many points in the second half as the offense has, and they've only had the one play.
So Dylan DeDario will kick off from his own 25-yard line after the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty is assessed on the kickoff spot. Brady Newsom is the deep man at his own 20-yard line for the Mishawaka Cavemen. Kingsman kicking from right to left on your radio dial. Referee signals ready, and here we go, 28-7. Penn with the pick six adds to their lead, makes it a three-score game. Newsom takes it on the run. He is hit hard as he crosses the 40, and he is down at the 43-yard line. First man there for the Guidance Wealth Special Forces, Malachi Evans. Second time that Evans has made a strong tackle in Special Forces coverage. Guidance Wealth, build, protect, prosper on the web at guidancewealth.com. First down and 10, Mishawaka from their own 44-yard line. Ball will be on the near side hash mark, Penn 28, Mishawaka 7. Crown Point leads Taft 14-7 in the second quarter. Northwood's having a good time tonight over Portage, 28-0 in the second quarter. Bremen defeating Washington in the third, 34-7. Concord and Jimtown have a good one, 14-7 in the fourth quarter. And LaVille and Triton are close, 20-16. LaVille 20, Triton 16 in the third quarter. Here's a keeper by Brady Fisher after he fakes the give to Novell Miller. Brady Fisher will get 2 hard-earned yards. He's tackled by Caggiano after the 2-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 8 upcoming for Keith Kinder's Cavemen from their own 46. Win number 200 in sight for Corey Yeoman in year number 21 as the head coach of the Penn Kingsmen.
Well, I've got a fact, but I'm going to wait till after the ball game to give a fact that I was given earlier this week by Paul Condry.
Fisher under center, 2nd down and 8. It'll be a pitch on the end around to Ethan Bryce, and the Kingsmen are not fooled. That is stopped in the backfield, a tackle for loss. That's Brandon Lynch wearing number 52. Beg your pardon, that's Evan Witten wearing number 52 on the stop for the Wild Bunch. They'll lose the 2 yards that they gained on 1st down, so 3rd down and 10 upcoming for the Cavemen. 5:35 as the clock ticks here in the 4th quarter.
I think we're in 4 down field.
Yeah, I think it's 4 downs the rest of the way for the Mishawaka Cavemen. Play clock winding down, so
Mishawaka took a timeout.
Keith Kinder will take a timeout. He's got 2 remaining here in the 2nd half. With the timeout, want to once again find some sponsors to thank. Here we are. The Beeler Law Office has been located at 908 Lincoln Way West in Osceola for the past decade. Attorney Ray Beeler has been practicing law since 2001 as a 1980 Penn High School graduate. Ray Beeler offers her clients estate planning, including power of attorney, wills and living wills, probate administration, bankruptcy, business, guardianship, and other family law services. The phone number for the Beeler Law Office in Osceola is 888-633-1361. I want to go back to something that Coach Kinder said in my pregame interview with him. If this game is done before 9, says I think we'll have done pretty well. It's 5:16 left to go at 9:15. So I think this game has turned in Penn's favor a couple of times. Mishawaka has been off schedule a little bit, as Coach Giesman likes to say. Of course, Mishawaka with a game coming up at Northridge on the road next week. Kingsman will be on the road as well. They'll be in Arlington taking on Indy Cathedral. 3rd down and 10 for Brady Fisher and the Cavemen offense. They'll pitch it out to Ethan Bryce. Bryce trying to turn the corner on the far side. Bryce looking for 1st down yardage as he sprints into his own sidelines over there. Look out, Mishawaka Cavemen, as Bryce goes flying out of bounds with Vinnie Freeman flying out of bounds after him. It'll be 1st down pickup for Ethan Bryce on the sweep to the far side. Ball into Kingsman territory at the Penn 46.
Mishawaka has 8 first downs in this 2nd half, but no points.
Lowell and LaPorte, Matt, at halftime, 7-7. Todd Kibbe's got a good one with Ken Rosenbaum over there. Give to the up man, Novell Miller. Novell Miller has his biggest rush of the day as he gets about 15 yards off the far side. So Miller moves for 15 about the same way he moves for 4. Bouncing off guys, trying to keep his shoulders above his feet. Miller falls ahead at the end of that run. Another 1st down for the Mishawaka Cavemen as they take it inside the 35.
Yeah, 11,
down to the Penn 32.
13 yards on that play.
5:04 on the clock, which is stopped here in the 4th quarter. Penn 28, Mishawaka 7. Penn trying to win their 2nd consecutive backyard brawl. They lost here in 2018, 49-42 in overtime to these Cavemen, then got it back the next year at Steele.
One of the classic games in the series between these 2 clubs.
.504, and I believe we'll have a timeout here. Our white hat is going to come out, and no timeout. Let's wind the clock. Let's go. 5 minutes to play in the 4th quarter. Fisher under center with Novell Miller, the tailback. They give to Miller, and Miller running with a chip on his shoulder, just driving ahead into the tackle of Jackson Griffith for the Wild Bunch defense, but not before a nice 7-yard gain on 1st down by Novell. 2nd and 3.5 upcoming. Clock ticking, 4 minutes and 30 seconds left to play in regulation. Mishawaka just trying to run some offense, not really showing a lot of hurry or urgency here with a 3-score game. Fisher brings the troops up to the line. Miller's the tailback once again. Fisher under center. And Fisher is going to keep after the fake. And Fisher is near first down yardage. I think they'll give it to him.
He needed to get to the 22.
He is mighty close, Matty.
It looks like
Stop is made by Braden Lynch over on the far side for the defense. And we're going to have 3rd down and 6 inches. So our first very close 3rd down of the game upcoming here. 3 minutes and 33 seconds remain in regulation. Brady Fisher on the 3rd and inches play will come under center.
Probably take it himself.
Fisher will give to Novell Miller, and the Mishawaka interior line push forward for a first down and then some. Inside the 20 down to about the 15-yard line, where it'll be first down and 10 Cavemen. So the Cavemen, once again, deep into Penn territory. Still nothing to show for all their efforts here in the second half.
They've run over 30 plays here in the second half and have nothing to show for it.
We will be under 3 minutes in regulation when this next play is snapped. Novell Miller, the tailback. Fisher under center. Give is to Miller. Miller once again, no nonsense. Straight ahead he goes for 3 yards on first down. Ball is inside the 15 now, down to about the 14-yard line. 2nd down and 7 upcoming. Clock moving now with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left.
And I think Mishawaka would be content. I think Mishawaka would be content to try to score here and run out the clock. I think the Penn defense would love to stop him and keep him out.
Fisher's going to keep after the fake. Fisher trying to drive it straight ahead. He's stood up at about the 10-yard line, where he will get no further. Once again, it's Vinny Freeman in to help on the stop. The ball came out at the end. And if this is a fumble, I believe Penn has a recovery. And now we have no change of possession. Ball came out after the ball carrier's forward progress had been stopped. So 3rd down and 3 upcoming. Minute and 40 seconds left in regulation. You can get a first down at the 7-yard line, or the end zone's also 10 yards away if you're the Cavemen. Cavemen trying to get on the board here in the second half. They have been blanked. That was the story last week for the Penn Kingsmen as well, Matty. They won the second half decisively after trailing 14-12 at halftime over at Valparaiso.
Looks like Mishawaka might have taken a timeout here.
Penn took the timeout.
Took the timeout.
So Corey Yeoman will have a couple of timeouts remaining. With a minute 24 left in regulation, Mishawaka Cavemen have an upcoming 3rd down and 3 from the Penn 10-yard line.
Well,
but the score tells you the story. Penn 28, Mishawaka 7.
Well, barring a complete meltdown, breakdown, whatever, Penn will become the first program in Indiana football history to have 2 coaches with at least 200 victories. Corey Yeoman will have his 200 tonight, and Chris Giesman had 339 in his 30-year career. Previous to that, so over the 53 years, it would be 539 victories between the 2 men.
Absolutely amazing. Third down and 3 upcoming for the Cavemen out of the Corey Yeoman timeout. Corey Yeoman, a minute 24 away from victory number 200. Novell Miller straight ahead down to the 5-yard line. So Novell Miller will pick up a first down. It'll be first down and goal for the Mishawaka Cavemen. You know, Matt, just a few details about me. I went to a high school up in northern Wisconsin called D.C. Everest High School. We had a football coach with a legacy that I'm going to say is on par with Chris Giesman's, a 5-time state champion winner, Wayne Steffenhagen. the head coach up at DC Everest. And, Stephen Hagen could not make the 300-win mark despite that legendary career. And 500 wins between two coaches here at Penn. Oh, my goodness. It's hard to fathom.
And 5 state championships.
Here's Brady Fisher on first down and goal. Give us to Miller. Miller looking for pay dirt. He's going to be mighty close. Did he make it? No, he's down at the goal line.
Well, there's only one play left.
Second and goal for the one upcoming for the Mishawaka Cavemen. 30 seconds left. This will do it unless someone wants to stop the clock here. Both coaches could. Fisher's going to look to the sideline. 15 on the play clock. And Fisher's coming up for a second and goal from the goal line. Fisher under center, 7 seconds to go. Fisher.
I don't think he got in.
He got stopped. He got stuffed. Game's over. The Kingsmen with a goal line stand hold the Mishawaka Cavemen scoreless in the second half. And the final score here from Everwise Freed Field, Penn defeats the Mishawaka Cavemen. The backyard brawl is back. Penn 28, Mishawaka 7 with the victory. Penn Kingsmen are 2-0 on the season. They travel down to Indianapolis to take on Indy Cathedral next week. Pre-game coverage at 6:30 and kickoff at 7 Eastern time right here on 91.1 WGCS FM, globeradio.org. With the loss, the Mishawaka Cavemen now are 1-1 on the season. They're going to be on the road taking on the Raiders of Northridge next week. Penn wins 28-7. We will take a quick 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have all of our post-game numbers and analysis. We'll name our Lilliard Insurance players of the game and then say farewell from Everwise Freed Field. Penn victorious tonight over Mishawaka 28-7. This is Kingsman football on 91.1 WGCS, the Globe, globeradio.org, and the Regional Radio Sports Network.
For 30 years, the Lilliard Insurance Agency has been a proud sponsor of local sports in Michiana. Lilliard Insurance Agency is an independent insurance provider that offers its customers auto, home, business, life, and health insurance. They're located at 410 Lincoln Way West in Osceola at 17060 State Road 23 in South Bend. For more information, their phone number is 574-674-0015. That's 574-674-0015. And their website is www.realvaluein.com.
All right, a water, 2 Cokes. Can I interest you guys in our free app special?
Free apps? Yeah, that sounds great. What do you got? Fried pickles, chips and salsa?
No. Something even better. We've got the Globe Radio app. Listen, it's playing right now.
Oh, okay, well, this is pretty good music, but what else do we got?
It's got a chat feature, program and events calendar, the number for the Globe's request line, access to their socials, and even more.
All for free, huh? The Liberty app sounds great. Now about those fried pickles. The Beeler Law Office has been located at 908 Lincoln Way West in Osceola for the past decade. Attorney Ray Beeler has been practicing law since 2001 and is a 1980 Penn High School graduate. She offers her clients estate planning, including power of attorneys, wills and living wills, probate administration, bankruptcy, business, guardianship, and other family law services. The phone number for Beeler Law Office in Osceola is 888-633-1361. That's 888-633-1361. 1361.
The 2023 Indiana Football Digest is now available in select stores across the Hoosier State and is available online for order at indianafootballdigest.com. This year's digest is packed to the brim not only with stats and scores, but in-depth and detailed analysis on each Indiana High School Athletic Association team. It also features a section on Indiana collegiate football and quotes from coaches from all around the state, giving readers an inside look at Indiana high school football. The 2023 Indiana Football Digest is again available in select stores and can be purchased online at indianafootballdigest.com.
Mike Fleischman and Maddie Tofsky back with you live here. Our post-game coverage begins now on 91.1 WGCS The Globe. So glad that you are with us for week number 2. With us for the resumption of the backyard brawl. Penn picks up win number 49 all-time in this series against 15 losses and 1 tie that came all the way back in 1965. Corey Yeoman picks up win number 200 as the head coach of the Penn Kingsmen. The Penn Kingsmen now have a 300-win coach in Chris Giesman and a 200-win coach in Corey Yeoman. Congratulations to Coach Yeoman and all the Kingsman players for a fantastic game tonight. The second half was a complete shutout by the Penn Kingsmen. We were 14-7 in favor of Penn at halftime. Penn adds 14 more in the second half, including a pick six by Vince Horner. Mishawaka was able to move the ball, but were unable to find pay dirt in the second half. Some miscues, a few penalties, and then that pick six by Horner kind of put the icing on the cake for the Penn Kingsmen. Of course, Cathedral coming up next week for Penn. On the road at Arlington, we're going to go see Danny O'Neill and that fantastic Cathedral Irish team coached by Bill Peebles and company. Meanwhile, Mishawaka heading over to Northridge to take on the Raiders. Both quarterbacks threw an interception in the game. Both sides had some turnovers. I think we saw both quarterbacks suffer from the same problem of just waiting a little bit too long on rollouts to try and force the ball somewhere, and that gave the defense on both sides time to react and come right back to the play and take it away. 28-7 is your final score here. Let's run down some scores coming in from Fred Maxey and company for Scoreboard Central. It's Wheeler 14, KV 12. That is at halftime. Griffith leads Munster 14-7 in the second quarter. Boone 18, Clay 6 around halftime. West Central 52, Lake Station nothing. That's at halftime. Crown Point and Taft, last score we have reported there, comes in at 14-7 in favor of Crown Point over Taft. That's a high school out of the Chicagoland area. That's in the second quarter. Northridge blanking Portage 28-0 in the second quarter. Bremen enjoying their day against South Bend, Washington 34-7. That's in the third quarter. Concord and Jimtown close in the fourth quarter. Concord 14, Jimtown 7. LaBille 20, Triton 16. That's in the third quarter. At halftime, Lowell and LaPorte are knotted up at 7. A fun night of high school football, backyard brawl back in action here. I want to give a special shout out to Chris Giesman, who made his way to Everwise Freed Field and enjoyed the game from the comfort of the press box. Coach Giesman not going to be part of our broadcast team this year, but fantastic to see him out here enjoying the game. Had a couple of opportunities to catch up with Coach Giesman. We had a little barbecue over at the RRSN headquarters in Mishawaka earlier in the summer. It was wonderful seeing Coach Giesman there. And in case you're wondering if he can still give an inspiring speech to a group of guys,
he talks to the team every Thursday.
He can, and
he talks to the team every Thursday, and I've been told that the kids are still listening to him as much as they have for the last 50 years.
And we're looking forward to it next week. We got state champion and Penn High School grad Mal Lilliard joining our broadcast team. He'll be with us down in Indianapolis next week, and then with us the rest of the way through the season, as we've got a good three-man crew bringing you Kingsman football all through the year, right here on 91.1 WGCS, the Globe, globeradio.org, Regional Radio Sports Network. 28-7 is your final score. Here's Matty Copsey with all of our post-game numbers.
Thanks, Mike. Mishawaka got on the board at the 10:05 mark of the opening quarter. 51-yard run by Brady Fisher. Lucas Larson's extra point made it 7-0. Jake Bayless, a 7-yard run at the 4:58 mark. Dylan DeDario's extra point. We were tied at 7 after one quarter. Penn led 14-7 at the half thanks to Elijah Coker's 5-yard touchdown pass from Nolan McCullough, followed by Dylan DeDario's extra point. Penn opening drive of the second half. 54-yard run by Ryan McCullough made it 21-7 following DeDario's extra point. And then with 6:48 left, Vince Horner returned a Brady Fisher interception, 64 yards for a touchdown. DeDario's extra point gave it the final score of 28-7 in favor of Penn. 17 first downs for Mishawaka, 14 for Penn. Penn in the ballgame punted 2 times for 39 yards. Penn 2 punts for 46 yards. 7 penalties for 50 yards for Mishawaka. 5 penalties for 50 yards for Penn. The Cavemen turned the ball over 3 times, 2 interceptions, 1 fumble. Penn turned it over once on 1 interception. Mishawaka was 6 out of 14 on third down conversions. Penn was 6 out of 8. Taking a look at some individual numbers here, Brady Fisher was 3 out of 9 with 2 interceptions for 41 yards. Taking a look here, you had Ethan Bryce, 1 catch for 22 yards. Zach Moore, 1 catch for 12 yards. And then you had, got to find it here, Trey Thomas with 1 catch for 7 yards. Rushing the football, Brady Fisher, 15 carries for 98 yards. Novell Miller, 21 carries for 91 yards. Ethan Bryce, 6 carries, 37 yards. Then you had Jackson Snyder, 2 carries for 1 yard. And then it was Brady Newsom with 1 carry for 19 yards. So Mishawaka had 246 on the ground, 41 through the air for a total of 287 yards, 173 of that coming in the second half. For Penn, Nolan McCullough was 8 out of 14 with 1 touchdown and 1 interception for 75 yards. You had in the ball game, you had Tayshawn Bardo, 1 catch for 14 yards. Cole Bennett, 1 catch for 7 yards. You had Kellen Watson, 1 catch for 16 yards, and Elijah Coker with 5 catches for 28 yards. Running the football, Kellen Watson, 2 carries for 20 yards. Nolan McCullough finishes with 11 carries for 90 yards and 1 touchdown. 15 carries for 86 yards and a touchdown for Jake Bayless. Penn for the ball game had 196 on the ground, 75 through the air, 271 total yards, just 51 yards, so 173 to 57 to 59 in the second half was the total. Mishawaka ran 40 plays compared to Penn 10, but Mishawaka is held scoreless in the second half. As Penn improves to 2-0, Mishawaka drops to 1-1.
Matt, I think one of the things in this game, when you look at what Mishawaka does on offense, you know that Brady Fisher, he's a top-tier option quarterback. He's going to get yards. He's going to do effective things. Novell Miller, your prototypical up-back, is going to get his yards. What Penn took away was the other guys, the guys that go to the perimeter. We saw, Brady Newsom break off a big run on the perimeter. But other than that, Mishawaka really had trouble executing that option pitch out to the wingman, to the halfback in these plays. They also had trouble with multiple guys in motion before the snap. So it seemed like, the guys, Fisher and Miller, do a great job, but some of the other guys do not get involved in this game. It kind of made Mishawaka a little one-dimensional.
The thing about it is, Mike, and you have to understand that Mishawaka, his game plan is to ground and pound. They want to run 15 to 20 play drives and score. Theirs is getting 3 to 4 yards a crack and getting first down. With the exception of the 51-yard run by Brady, after that, the longest night of the run was 19 yards by Newsom.
Yep.
Miller had a 13, Fisher had a 12, but other than that, a lot of them were 4, 5, 3 yards, and those add up. But the thing is, between the 20s, Mishawaka could not score. Mishawaka did all their thing between the 20s and the 20s, but once you got inside the 20, they couldn't score. And that was evident when Penn does the goal line stand on the final play of the ball game to keep them out. Mishawaka held the ball for the final 6 minutes and 43 seconds. They ran 12 plays, 55 yards, and came up empty.
Had a fantastic time out here. We had a capacity crowd out here at Everwise Freed Field, but tell you what, Bridget Williams and company have done a absolutely fantastic job, as they do every time that we have football out here at Everwise Freed Field.
They had everything under control tonight. They knew what to expect coming in. They knew it was going to be a large crowd. They were prepared for everything, and everything was handled very well. I heard of no issues where you had people, any extracurricular activities going on, to my knowledge. So that's just a great way, and that's the way it's supposed to be when these two teams get together. You let the game on the field decide it.
A good time had by everyone here at the Backyard Brawl. Penn 28, Mishawaka 7. We're going to take one final 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll name our Lilliard Insurance players of the game for both sides. Then we will say farewell from Everwise Freed Field. Penn wins the first Backyard Brawl in 3 seasons over Mishawaka tonight on 91.1 WGCS, the Globe, globeradio.org, and the Regional Radio Sports Network.
Did you know there's a place right here in Michiana that provides comfort and care for families of sick or injured children? Ronald McDonald House Charities of Michiana gives families everything they need, whether it's a hot shower, a comfortable bed, or a home-cooked meal. This allows parents to truly prioritize the health and well-being of their child. Because of people in this community just like you, RMHC Michiana provides their services at zero cost to the families. Find out how you can volunteer or donate to rmhcmichiana.org.
Live in Beef O'Brady's in Granger, it's the Coach's Box every Thursday night at 6 on 91.1 The Globe, hosted by Indiana Hall of Fame broadcaster Paul Condry. The Coach's Box features in-depth interviews with high school and collegiate level athletes from all around the region. Get the inside scoop from coaches and get a good look at the behind-the-scenes world of Indiana athletics. Tune into the Coach's Box, once again live every Thursday at 6 on 91.1 The Globe.
Beef O'Brady's is a locally owned, family-operated restaurant designed for food and sports, featuring appetizers, wraps, pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and wings. Beef O'Brady's also broadcasts televised sporting events. The State Road 23 Granger location has carryout service and includes a party room and outside patio. More information is available on their website, beefobradys.com, or by calling 574-271-1415. Again, that's 574-271-1415. Beef O'Brady's. Good food, good sports.
Eric Gunther and State Farm Insurance are proud to underwrite a portion of tonight's game on the Regional Radio Sports Network. Eric's office is located at 356 South Michigan Street in South Bend. Under State Farm Insurance Agency, Eric offers auto and health insurance, as well as financial services. For more information on these or other products that State Farm offers, Eric can be reached at 574-291-1597. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Mike Fleischman and Matt Compsey back with you here to wrap things up from Everwise Freed Field. Penn 28, Mishawaka 7 is your final. Everyone's gotten out of town. We're the only folks left in here. So, Matty Compsey, time to name our Lilliard Insurance players of the game for both sides. For more than 30 years, the Lilliard Insurance Agency has been a proud sponsor of local sports in Michiana. Lilliard Insurance Agency is an independent insurance provider which offers customers auto, home, business, life, and health insurance. They're located at 410 Lincoln Way West in Osceola and 17060 State Road 23 in South Bend. For more information, the phone number is 574-674-0015. The website is realvalueins.com. Let's start with our player of the game for the Mishawaka Cavemen. They fall on defeat today, but we're giving this to Novell Miller. Big-time tough performance by Miller in the tailback position for Mishawaka.
24 carries, 91 yards, got knocked out earlier got knocked out a little bit in the second half, came back into the ball game, still carried the ball, still did his job. Just a gutsy performance tonight. It was just unfortunate for Mishawaka. I think Keith Kinder accomplished what he wanted to do. He wanted to be able to move the football against this team, but as I mentioned earlier, they just couldn't get it done in between the 20s.
And for the Penn Kingsmen, your Lilliard Insurance player of the game, that's Vince Horner. Second good game in a row for Vince Horner, the defensive back, senior for Corey Yeoman and the Wild Bunch defense.
Yeah, 2 interceptions, including one return, 64 yards and a touchdown. Actually had a fumble recovery, too, earlier in the ball game that was negated by a penalty. So he did a great job tonight, as did the Penn defense, all in all. They gave up some yardage tonight, but the old adage, Mike, they bend it a little bit, but they didn't break.
Very similar to their performance against Valparaiso in week number 1. All right, that's going to do it for our game day coverage here from Everwise Freed Field on the campus of Penn High School, right here in beautiful Osceola, Indiana. Once again, 6:30 is our pregame coverage, beginning from Indianapolis, where the Penn Kingsmen will travel to Arlington Field to take on the Indianapolis Cathedral Fighting Irish. That's coming up next Friday, September 1st, right here on 91.1 WGCS, the Globe, globeradio.org, and the Regional Radio Sports Network. Our broadcast tonight was brought to you by Centier Bank, the Lilliard Insurance Agency, Dean Brown State Farm Insurance, Beef O'Brady's, McDonald Physical Therapy, Clover Machinery Movers, A's Rental, Guidance Wealth, Zolman Tire, the 2023 Indiana Football Digest, the Coach's Box program on 91.1 WGCS The Globe, Cubit Networks, Eric Gunther, State Farm Insurance, Beeler Law Offices, Flags International, Dean's Barbecue, and Ronald McDonald House Charities. On behalf of Matty Compsey and all of us here at the Regional Radio Sports Network, and Tyson Miller back on the boards for WGCS, along with Dante Stanton, Jason Samuel, and all the other great folks over there, I've been Mike Fleischman. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight. We'll see you next week from Indianapolis Cathedral. Until then, so long.